awkward music.
Greetings and salutations and welcome once more to Tales from the Undertaker. My name is Michael and I will be your GM for the evening, and together with this amazing crew we will embark on a terrifying and horrifying journey. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi. Living the dream.
Doing well, doing well.
Okay.
How are you?
We all excited?
I'm super excited. I just realized that Josh was never seen the intro, so we were just sitting here. We were just listening to like the song without seeing the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video is more or less.
Like a little,
Yeah, it's a cool video.
I'm like, dude, I'm like
course-
the putz in the rim, just kind of going, all right.
And of course, a very big welcome to Josh, who has joined us today, as sadly Madison cannot join us. He will be playing a very familiar character to some of you. He will actually be playing Benny the Rat, who the group has already had some dealings with. And I'm very excited to see him play this because Josh is actually a voice actor, and he has got this voice just down. I mean, not like me, just kind of trying to keep this together with the skin of my teeth. But this should be an awesome game for you guys. As always, we have a couple of little things that we do during the show for audience participation. If you are watching, we every now and then will call out for a number between 1 and 51. You throw out this number, and I will draw from a deck of plot twist cards, and using these cards, I will suddenly and very abruptly shift the mood of the game at any given time. So yeah, definitely, no, not yet, Streamhouse. And you can't start with 51. We went over this. We know what 51 is. 51 is always bad news, and no, bad Streamhouse. Trying to get them killed right out the gate. I haven't even done the recap yet, but yes, similar concept. And we will be going straight into that. So yeah, definitely be sure to talk to a chat, and we can figure out plot twists and stuff like that later.
I'm totally not stacking
right.
the deck. Not at all. Not at all.
No, totally not stacking the deck. Okay, so kicking us off again, as always, is a recap from none other than the Undertaker himself. So he will tell you exactly what happened last time on Tales from the Undertaker. Greetings and salutations and welcome once more. Last week on Tales from the Undertaker, the universe imploded and we weren't actually here. But before that, what happened was the group found themselves working for Captain Dreyfus, trying to identify and find anything that might pose a potential threat to the Prince of Ustalav during the Blood Moon Ball. Finding some rather suspicious activity, the group has decided to investigate one Count Garomak to try and figure out if his trafficking of corpses perhaps alluded to something more sinister. They did not, however, find the good Count in his shantytown abode. Instead, they found another individual, a man by the name of Dr. Darius, who provided them some rudimentary information. Scanning around town and looking for any means that they could for information. Well, let's just say that some of our group had wet their whistle, if you follow my meaning. And others seem to find pertaining information to the dangers that are lurking in the form of a tattoo. This specific tattoo is a representation of the evil god Norgorba, god of greed, poison, secrets, and murder. Which brings us to what is occurring now. As our adventurers move forward, the smell of blood in the air seems to be quite palpable. And tucked away, lodged in between several barrels, the body of a friend. Alrighty then. So yes, when last we left off, you had indeed discovered a body in a nearby alcove. And this body, of course, belonged to a rat folk that you recognize. This rat folk, of course, is Belina. Her exsanguinated body is pale and dried out. Her husk seems to be lying crumpled.
What is all this about?
You hear a voice coming from nearby, rushing over. You see Benny, another one of your ratfolk associates. You know, of course, that Belina is in fact Benny's sister. He hasn't seen the body yet, but he has seen all of you gathered around this alley.
Where are we at? What alley?
Oh, you're in the shanty town.
The
We're right
shantytown
outside of the.
alley.
We're pretty close to the.
We just left
tents.
the tent of
Yeah.
Karamak. Okay.
So,
okay.
hey, above table, real
did.
quick. When was the last time that that Benny saw her?
The last time Benny saw her would have probably been this morning, and it probably was to avoid paying her share of a little bit of a transaction that they found. Benny had managed to swipe a invitation to the Blood Moon Ball, which was obviously the big event that's happening, and had managed to hawk it for a reasonable sum. Belina didn't like being cut out, so Benny was basically on the run from her, basically very violent thrashing that was coming his way.
Cleo wants to run up to the body and instantly check to see if there's any like possibility of her being alive.
All right, please make a heal check as you rush over to Belina. With a 15, you place your hands upon her neck to try and read for a pulse. She is cold as ice.
How good's this timing? What did you do to my sister?
Benny. I don't. What's going on?
That's
just
what
got
I'd
here.
like to know.
We have no idea. We just found her like this.
Yeah, we just came out of the tent from
sleeping.
Karamak.
Oh, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible.
When was the last time you had seen her?
Well, last time I saw her, was with you guys. Yesterday.
Huh.
I mean,
So,
Khalil, does her body? We know that she was found near the tent of this evil count. Does she have one of those tattoos?
Can I check
Can we
her?
look?
You look over her body. Make a perception check. Obviously, being furred, you're kind of looking for a patch where there isn't any hair or any fur that might hold the tattoo of the evil god that you seek.
can I do a check as well, given that, I am of that race?
You may absolutely. Anyone who is examining the body may make a perception check at this time.
I can't.
Oh, God.
You sort of look it up and yep,
15.
she's dead.
15?
I go 12.
Darby got 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to give me advantage to, being my sister?
Ooh.
Okay, you do
Yes.
not. Oh, is there a-
Hey, what happened?
I don't know. We're jamming now,
Is
apparently.
that a host?
So, my sister dead is great news,
Oh. Sorry, I'm gonna.
Hey, we got a subscription. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Victor Letgo? Victor Letgo.
Welcome.
Hey,
Thank you.
thanks for
Welcome.
that.
You're just in time for tragic family death.
Tragic
Perfect.
family death. Okay,
Who
let's
doesn't love
get back into it.
Yeah.
Let's keep this ball rolling. So what you have done is you have found the body of Belina and you've begun to examine it for clues. You guys can't really see much because, as mentioned, she is a rat folk. So obviously there's a lot obscured. But Darby, you've been around very hairy individuals before. And you are very aware of what to check for, especially when it comes to causes of death. And you have discovered some puncture wounds on her carotid artery. 2 specifically, very evenly spaced on her neck.
Guys, look at these puncture wounds on her neck.
I don't see anything.
I'm literally pointing at them.
Oh, that's neat.
Oh. He has a thing with dead people. Just ignore him.
Do you believe
Yeah.
it was a vampire, Darby?
I'm pretty sure I think it was a vampire. Do I
at
think
this
it was a vampire, GM?
So at this point, you're gonna
well,
kind of
the-
deal with
the
Benny
body-
having a little bit of a breakdown here.
Benny.
All right, what does Benny do? How does Benny break down?
Benny's kind of
take care-
he's crouched
you
over.
take
He's
care
got
of
one.
that,
He's got one
please.
clawed hand up on the. Well, we found her in a barrel. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or behind the
Yep.
barrel. All right. So he's got his hand up on one of the barrels. Say his left hand up on the barrel, kind of clutched down. He's maybe shaking a little bit as he's dealing with this whole issue. Obviously, because this is the one person that he's been able to connect with his entire life. She's been the shoulder. So, to any of his barren ideas. So, he's kind of out of it at this point. But
Hey, Benny, listen to me. I don't know how this happened, but I promise.
It was a vampire.
I promise whoever did this, we can help you.
fair warning, when I play characters like this, I like to do little morality checks every once in a while to keep the game going interesting. So I don't know if I believe you or not, but let's. All right, fair enough. Yeah. Look, Khalil, we gotta figure out who did this. All right, I can see it, I can smell it in your halfling sweat everywhere. I know you didn't do this, but we gotta find who did. You understand me?
Oh, yeah, of
We
course.
gotta find him.
We'll find them. We'll take care of this. There's a lot of fucked up stuff going around this village right now, and I don't know.
There are.
Prince might be in trouble.
Can we still? So I didn't find a tattoo.
Steal? All right,
You did
if you
not.
insist.
You
Hey,
can have
does she-
everything on her. It would fit you.
Does she have anything that he kept? He might keep as a memento, like something.
Absolutely. You actually know that she was well known for actually carrying what appeared to be a particular ribbon that once belonged to a doll, which was the only thing she actually took from the Warrens when when you and her left your family home.
All right.
The doll had long since decayed, but the ribbon still remained.
All right. So he's gonna go ahead and grab. Benny's gonna go ahead and grab that ribbon off of her, and just tie it around his wrist as a reminder.
That's so sad.
Not much he can do with her from here.
Okay. Well, her body is still lying in the streets. If you guys want to do something
Yes.
with
Would
it, if you
you?
want to attend to
Would
it.
you like to do something with?
Would you like us to
Uh,
bury her, Benny?
Leave it. We started in the streets. We'll end there.
That's fair.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there were two very clear puncture wounds on her neck. It appears that she's been drained of blood. She's dried up husk.
What kind of a creature could do that?
Well, the person who owns this castle is a known vampire. As well as
The other count as well.
Count Alarak, yes.
no, not Count Karamak.
Karamak.
Count Tyriak,
Kyriak.
right?
Not to be confused.
Yeah. What time of day is it? Is it night or is it?
Count
afternoon?
Tyriak's the Nosferatu looking dude, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what time of day? It's still. I don't know, actually. I can't remember.
It's about mid-morning, because you kind of rested that night, obviously with your ingenue from the other day. So it looks like it's about maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock.
We need to find Cat Karamak, too. He disappeared, and we're still looking for all those bodies.
Yeah, I think he headed back to his...
They said
Place.
his assistant said that he was he went to a town far away, correct? Or no, he just didn't know where he was.
Correct. He did not know where he was. At this point in time, could I get a perception check from everyone, please, with a +2 bonus on Benny?
All right. So you got a 22.
Darby got 19.
Trot got a 7.
I got a 10, or Cleo did.
You? Oh,
All right,
did you
Benny,
notice the
what
body?
you notice carrying on the wind
The what?
is kind of like this alchemical smell. But more than just the alchemy smell, you also kind of smell something burning, and it's very, very close.
Is it like it's like a foul smell or?
Well, it's like kind of like when you like imagine the smell of like paint, hot paint. That's basically kind of what you're getting.
Okay.
But then there's kind of this charcoaly smell, like fabric burning, coming from nearby.
Okay.
And maybe even like some meat as well. Like you could smell like some roasting meat.
All right.
What is it?
You,
Ben? You seem distracted.
There's something burning, something familiar, something a little bit off. Hey, can I ascertain from what direction?
Absolutely. It is coming from immediately to the east. Turning your gaze, you can see that there is a tent belonging to the Count Karamak, a single, lone, and rather inconspicuous tent compared to the other big, fancy tents that are in this area. And you can sort of see tiny wisps of smoke that seem to be coming out of the doorway.
All right. So I grab you guys and I start pointing you in that direction.
I run straight over there.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Yep. Yeah, we go over there.
What do you, so we'll
Alright.
follow your nose. The nose knows.
Damn it, now I want cereal. It's breakfast time for me. You can't make cereal puns. Okay, so you rush over to the tent, throwing open the curtains, and inside you see a horrifying sight. The body of Dr. Darius engulfed in a very low and magical flame, so it doesn't seem to be turning into this big, awful fire. It just seems to basically be lit on him. And he lies face down on the ground with just this constant popping and crackling as his lab coat and his apron and the alchemy items on him begin to just catch fire and slowly
What the fuck?
burn away.
What's happening?
Jesus, we need to help
What
him.
is that?
So Count
Draw-
Karamak's on fire?
No, that's
No, that's his
That's
assistant.
his assistant, Dr. Darius.
Yeah, so Geralt runs over and starts trying to put out the flames.
All right, as you rush over to put out the flames, please make me a perception check.
18.
All right, guys. So it has been brought to my attention that the stream has a bit of problems with my face today. So I'm going to be changing into the Undertaker's frame. Please enjoy, but I'll still be here, and consider me eyeballing them with both scorn and disappointment throughout the rest of the stream.
And disdain.
So hopefully, if it clears up, I'll come back. But yeah, all right. So continuing on with your perception check, you notice that as you reach down to sort of touch this dude, he is in fact moving. And I'm not talking about just sort of like struggling on the floor. I mean, he jumps up, lunges out at you, and tries to grab hold of you. Roll initiative.
Oh, shit.
All right. Not good.
Go with this one. Finally. Khalil rolled a 18.
Geralt rolled a
Okay.
6.
Darby got a 12.
And Benny's got a 15.
Okay. So 18. Sorry, give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
I appear to have. There it is. Okay. So who got 18?
I did. Khalil.
Khalil and Geralt.
6.
Yep. Darby
12.
and Benny.
15.
Okay. Cool. So we're starting with the surprise round. Which, because you noticed him moving, you get to act in. So Geralt, you actually get to go first.
Hey.
You have a standard or a move action in order to do something as the creature sort of turns and has jumped out to grab you.
Does Geralt notice that it is actually this doctor? Or is it this doctor?
The face is hideously burnt with lots of the flesh
He's a zombie
cooked,
now.
its cheeks missing and exposing the teeth. It's definitely wearing the exact same thing that the doctor was wearing. Like
Okay.
it looks identical, like glasses, overall apron. You know, no hair obviously because that's been burnt away. But
Yeah.
Is he still alive?
I don't know if I'm gonna find out. Drult's gonna use Brawler's Flurry on him.
He appears
on.
to be already dead. His face is falling off.
Oh, a natural 20 for the first
Come
one.
on.
Confirm it.
oh, very nice. All right, please roll to confirm that critical hit as you smash into that particular individual.
Do I add my
Now, as per usual, when we... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, do I add my base attack bonus to the confirmation?
Oh, yeah, it's like making an attack again,
Oh,
so
sweet.
everything.
13.
13 is fine.
Oh,
13 will
sweet.
land
You
a
just have to
critical hit. All right, could I get someone from the audience to give me a basically a number between 1 and 10? I'm going to basically be shuffling this lovely deck of crit cards. And when I get a number, I will stop shuffling and then just pick one of those cards for our crit hit. So as you take a swing, okay, we got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Keep him coming.
Okay. You decide to... What's it called? Skull Crush.
Yes.
You'll deal double damage and knock 2d6 points of his brain matter out onto the floor.
What the?
Hell yeah.
This is Mortal Kombat.
So deal double damage on that one.
You're just punching him.
Let's see. So the double damage is going to be 8. And then...
Okay, 8 points of damage.
And then...
And roll 2d6.
And then 2d6. All right. 4 and 4, so 16 total.
Okay, 16 total. Okay. Sweet. As you basically punch, the skull basically basically snaps, and you basically watch as like part of the cranium just sort of breaks off, and like this basically on fire ooze starts pouring out of the side of his head. The look is just terrifying. I need everyone, in fact, to make
God.
me a sanity check.
Yeah,
So
he's
that is
definitely
a will
dead.
save. Except for Benny, because Benny is a guest character, and and guest characters don't go insane.
Probably a good thing. I'd kill everyone.
Okay, sanity is well.
We just tell you the roll, right? Because I don't have my stats for whatever we add.
No, it's a will save.
Oh, it's a will save. Okay. Never
Khalil
mind.
got an 18.
Drunk got a
18.
5.
Darby got a 15.
You take what? Both of you take only 1 point of sanity damage. Gerald?
Oh, okay. I have 1 point of will now. So it's okay, right?
Well, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 5.
Well, no, a 6 is not good enough. You will take 3 points of sanity damage,
God.
and as you have very, 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 very poor ability to resist insanities, you, my friend, will need to slightly go insane. So roll another will save to try and resist going mad.
So good news is you finally can like take 1 point of sanity damage.
Yeah.
The bad news is you take 3.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Yes. That's
Total of
precisely it.
18.
I think our
18 is fine. You shake off the creeping madness
thank
as the brain sort of seems.
That
to
was pretty
fall
cool,
out.
wasn't it?
I think
Did
our
everyone
tavern
see
brawler
that?
needs another drink.
I literally just
However-
punched that guy's brains out.
He's
did.
still standing.
He's still
Drops.
standing.
Well,
though.
however, while you have punched his brain out, one of your madnesses does not allow you to believe that is what happened. You do not believe that Dr. Darius is
right.
dead.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Because Geralt in an earlier episode had gone mad and no longer identifies corpses as, well, dead. He does not believe in corpses. He completely disbelieves them. So when he punched this just burning fleshy carcass, he is basically in his imagination has just decked the good professor.
Did everyone see that? I hit him really good. He was coming at me. It was completely self-defense.
his
I must insist.
It was
totally
a-
self-defense.
it was
Good
a
job.
great hit.
Thank you. Thank you. I hit him really
Okay.
hard.
I just want to know what you saw the entire time we were in Carrion Hill.
Where?
Oh no, he picked this up in Carrion Hill.
Right, but at like some point in that, we were surrounded by zombies. So he just saw people.
Oh, tons of people.
There was
Oh, sorry. Sorry, 2 seconds. What we're gonna do next is Khalil. You're up next. Decide your actions. I will be right back.
I
I'm ready to go.
I actually need to take my extra punch because I used Brawler's Flurry.
Oh yeah,
That was
he
just
gets
my
two-
first
He
punch.
gets 2 punches. Yeah.
I just assumed that he was dead after
Well,
that.
guys, let's expand on that. Geralt is also terrified of babies.
No.
you
He's terrified
passed
of
that.
tentacles.
Oh, he's terrified of tentacles.
Tentacles and spiders.
And
so
spiders.
if we ever come across a tentacled face spider, I'm really screwed.
And
Geralt
I
has-
have-
Okay, so I have 6
See
to
the
will
confusion
saves.
on my face right now. I'm
Yeah.
a little.
Geralt is a we've come across a lot of very terrifying things.
Yeah, it's like a
And
friend
he's
getting
failed, like,
decapitated.
to
It made me
Keep
sad.
himself composed.
Okay, I forgot about her decapitation. Well, Geralt doesn't
Yeah.
recall that at all. That never happened.
Our first cleric
So-
got decapitated by a
So
half orc. It was
this,
sad.
This tent that we're in, that actually belongs to the Count.
The Count Karamak.
That's a different-
Is that
Count.
is that the vampire or is this?
No,
that's a
no,
different
no,
one.
that's a different-
But they work together. We found evidence that they're working together.
Yeah.
Both bad.
So
Sorry,
also,
just had the postie.
also, Michael, I forgot to mention that was just my first hit, so I need to take my second attack.
Oh right. Sorry. Total. My apologies on that one. Yeah, finish up your attack.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna finish
no,
it because
you
I
can't.
just
No, you
assumed
can't.
he was dead.
Sorry, my apologies. You actually can't because that was the surprise round. So you only got a standard or a move action.
the
Oh,
you can't actually
okay.
do a full
Is
round.
Count
Okay.
Yep.
Karamak.
Count.
So we are up to
We're
Khalil.
in the tent of
I'm
Count
gonna run up
Karamak.
and chop this thing's fucking head off, like right over Geralt since he's like 3 feet tall.
Karamak.
All right. So yep, you run over to him,
And we're in Count
sword in
Karamak.
hand, drawn with its blade glistening in
The guy
the light given off by the flames as you swing your sword high above Geralt's head, but low enough that you'll actually hopefully slice this this creature.
Okay. Yeah, 17.
17. With a 17, your blade strikes true, slashing across its chest. Roll your damage.
And you said you don't hit anything.
There's a first time for everything.
Right? That's actually not a bad roll for his first roll of the game.
Hey.
7.
7?
Yes.
Entirely, but pretty sure.
Okay. All right.
I think this might
The
be
blade seems to sink. Sorry, go on.
this might be Khalil's first actual connection with a normal blade.
It's like a big festival.
I think it actually might be. Yes, the sword strikes true, slicing off swaths into the robes that are still on fire.
No. No.
Benny, we move up to you.
Is there anything left, or is he gone? He's decimated.
Oh no, he's still he seems to still be upright and still be moving. Now I mean you could make a heal check to see how healthy he is, but if I were a betting man, I'd probably say you'd think this guy should be dead.
Yeah, hey, likely is. So let's give him a little love tap, little blade action. So we're gonna sneak around him real quick, or around
Yep.
him, and
Yep.
see what we got.
All right, darting through the tent, you manage to get into a flanking position behind it as Geralt stands in front.
Okay. That's not good. That's not gonna hit.
What do you got?
14.
With a 14, is that including a +2 to your attack from flanking?
Oh no,
Yeah,
it's
'cause
not.
you're flanking.
Hey.
So six.
With
16.
a 16, you quite happily land the blow as you strike at a weak point in the Dr. Darius's spine. You sort of hear the bones crunch as the blade sinks in. Roll your damage. Now, because you are a rogue, I believe,
You get 3d6.
You get sneak attack as well.
Rogues, man.
Yep.
That's correct.
Rogues.
Seriously, 3d6. Jesus.
Oh, dude, it gets worse.
Sneak
Stand
attack,
by.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
Oh.
So that's that. All right, so we got 5. It's 10, 11, 7. So we got 17 points of damage.
Okay, yeah, it explodes at that point. And I don't mean figuratively. Everyone, please roll me a reflex save as the body begins to expand and fire and bone shards fly in
problem.
all directions
got it.
as soon as this thing dies.
Well, 19 do it.
19 will, and I believe you are rogue, so you have evasion.
Yeah.
So you take half damage on top.
You take
No
no
damage.
damage from the
Oh, shit.
explosion.
Half damage if it
Wait.
fails.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Darby got an 18, but I do not have
18.
evasion.
Darby manages to duck behind one of the larger tables. He only suffers 1 point of fire damage as he takes cover.
Oh, I have
Roll.
fire resistance, so
Nice.
whatever.
Well, yeah, so it doesn't really do anything.
Dralt rolled a 24.
With a 24, Gerald, in a feat of acrobatics, manages to tuck and roll with the force of the explosion, pushing you to the back of the tent, and you also suffer 1 point of fire damage.
Khalil rolled a 19.
And
Damn.
likewise, Khalil, you sort of using your quick actions, pretty much duck down and sort of use the back part of your robe to try and shield yourself from a lot of the flame, which you do so, and also only take 1 point of damage.
Nice.
The body is now just scattered everywhere, and the smell is just atrocious. But you will find yourself in Count Karamak's tent, which, is, you see the small smoldering fires slowly creeping up the sides of the tent.
So the smell that you recognized was a burning man.
Probably. Darby, it is your turn.
I'm not sure how he was still alive. That's really odd.
He wasn't.
He looked pretty
we're not in
alive to
combat
me.
Still, right, Route?
He still looks pretty alive.
I don't know where he got off to. He just seemed to kind of run away, I guess. He was very scared after I punched him, clearly.
Yes.
Like, the magician magic, like, smoke bomb! And then he vanished.
Does he have a tattoo?
You look on the wall, you look on the ceiling, you look on the floor, you sort of pick some off your shoulder, and you're like, you can't really seem to find a tattoo.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna work, Darby. I'm gonna look around.
But it is your turn. Like, you actually have we're not out of initiative, by the way.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that was really weird. He just blew up. It was gross.
Yeah, I've had worse.
The fire continues to creep.
Can I?
Oh, we should probably get out of here.
Yeah, I don't care.
That might be a good idea.
I mean, I don't care if this guy's tent's burned down, but what about the rest of the tents?
I'm more concerned about the fact that we are inside of the tent that is on fire.
We could put out the fire.
That's a good point.
Do you have water?
Would
Oh,
you
wait,
like to do
you
that?
don't have any water.
It's his turn, so I can't try something. Right?
Well, once he does something, then
Yeah.
yes, we can keep moving.
I don't have anything to try to put out the fire.
By the way,
I create fire. I don't put it out.
Remind me, is prestidigitation, is that more of an illusion, or is that actually a conjuring spell?
Think of it like street magic.
Okay, so it's just
Like,
illusion.
you can do some really cool things, like you can change color of things, you can sort of make things hot or slightly cold, but
Nothing that would. Okay.
you can't do things like summon a demon or anything.
No. But, but water is out of the question then, right?
Yeah, you need to create water to be able to do that.
Thinking about it, you're right. We should just leave.
Well, I do have kind of a full bladder. Hey, when
You
in
can try
Rome,
and pee on it if you want to.
I'd try it. I'd be willing.
Okay.
Is that gonna
Give me a
work?
second.
Why not?
Darby's actually kind of like lost,
I want to
like
assist
staring
Benny.
into the fire.
It's so
All right.
beautiful.
Khalil, what are you up
I have
to?
I'm
one
assisting
of my
Benny.
traits is fire book.
I'm also gonna
Okay,
detect
Geralt?
magic.
I need you to rub my back and tell me it's okay.
I'm inspired by
All
it.
right.
Can I detect magic though on this fire?
All right. Oddly enough, with the two of you having started peeing on the smoldering fires, you managed to actually put them out. There's some slight burning, but there is one notable thing. There is one notable thing still on fire, and it appears to be a small chest in the corner of the room. It looks very bizarre because it looks like maybe a child's toy chest or something.
You know, one of the questions I gotta ask is, what is he doing in this tent in the first place?
Now that one of the fires got put out, Darby like kind of snaps out of his trance, and he's going to just take his canteen of water and try to dump it on the chest.
He was the count's assistant. By the way, that peeing thing was very fun.
It worked.
Yeah, I'm gonna run up to the chest with Dobby.
Okay, you run over to the chest. The chest appears to be locked.
Hey, Benny.
If only we had someone who could pick locks or something.
Right? Well, let me take a little crack
Well, I'll take care
at
of it. Yeah, I'll try to pick the lock first.
All right, I'll
you,
tell you
Joel.
what, stand by.
You're hilarious.
All right, so that's 22 non-net.
Okay, a
just kidding.
22 is easily enough to crack
probably
open this
okay.
child's toy box. Inside, you find a series of very interesting objects. A wagon that is filled with a red liquid. A rabbit's foot.
Did you say a wagon?
Damn it.
A wagon. A tiny little toy wagon.
God damn it, Michael.
It's a big
What?
chest.
Nothing. I just
that a
I just
thing?
know what that is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, yep, tiny little wagon. Do
Tiny wagon.
you need a
with what in
moment?
it?
Is that a... I feel like we lost John over that. It's a joke that I'm not in on.
Oh,
What's the
man.
tiny? What's the
okay.
tiny wagon having in it?
It has blood in it. It has blood in it.
It has some sort of red liquid in it. You don't know what it is yet. Be quiet. Shh. Okay. You also find
Oh my god.
a rabbit's foot and a doll. Now the doll it looks a little bit familiar. In fact, it looks very much like your hero Khalil. It is a Valentine doll with stitchings and features matching your sweeper hero.
I'm instantly detecting magic all up in this biatch.
Kind of looks familiar.
There's no magic.
I want to examine that doll.
A doll that looks like
Yeah,
Valentine.
it's Valentine. I'll grab it.
Valentine Helsing, for those of you joining, is a member of the Helsing organization, a group of sweepers that are among the best undead hunters in the land. Many aspire to be like them, using their resources and skills and strength in order to try and, obviously get the upper hand on, whatever horrifying undead catastrophe seems to be gripping the country at any given time. Valentine is a Dampier Inquisitor who Khalil is infatuated with after Valentine had saved Khalil from certain death at the hands of some undead earlier in his youth.
I don't know what this is. I'm looking at the doll, feeling it, trying to see why there's a doll of Valentine here.
It's a doll. I mean, you're the investigators, you're the detectives, you figure it out.
What do we think?
Clearly it's someone who knew
What?
Valentine or knows Valentine. Perhaps a voodoo doll of some sort.
Can we inspect? I'm going
don't
to
feel
inspect
any
the
magic.
liquid in the tiny toy
know-
wagon.
When I was back in the
Please make a heal check.
orphanage, we used to to prevent people from taking our stuff, we'd carve our little initials in it. Is there anything on it?
Yeah, can I look at it? Is there any marks or?
There is. There does appear to be a strange mark engraving the letters D and M. So DM.
Clever.
I got
And on the other side of it is Carpe. No. Okay.
Darby got a 12 on the heel.
Well, you most certainly identify it as blood. However, you cannot identify what type of blood it is, but you know for a fact it is not tiefling blood.
I'll
Right, because that's blue.
I'll bite. So Benny reaches over, sticks his finger in it, brings it to his mouth, tastes it. Can I identify it?
Make a heal
It's
check.
blood.
Make a sanity check, please.
Kidding me? Oh god, I'm rolling terrible. You know what? Give me something better to roll on. There we go. That's better. All right. How about a 18?
An 18. Oh yeah, you know exactly what this is. You've tasted it many times in your life as well.
roll this
It's
anymore.
ratfolk blood.
Oh.
Rat? What?
Wait, why
rat-
has he tasted this
rat
many
blood.
times in his life?
Well, because whenever he gets punched in the face or
Yeah.
something,
Oh,
Licking it
okay.
and biting it.
you know.
Hey, I'll leave you to stay out of my personal affairs, all right?
It turns out Benny is a vampire.
Oh no!
Hey,
Rat
Michael.
All right.
Vampire.
So yeah, no, definitely.
Khalil has to vanish.
Hey, he takes it and he throws it up the thing up against the side of the tent.
Okay, the wagon basically smashes against the side. Just sort of like now like a little splot of blood. It's about enough to fill a cup. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot. It's an amount that's quite large, but not. You know, you're not talking about a Quentin Tarantino movie here.
So he turns to you guys and immediately. You can see the ire in his face and the rage in his eyes. This is rat folk blood.
Rat folk blood.
I know it. Yeah. I bet you.
Do you think it's...
I'm thinking it's hers. It's got to be.
But why in a tiny wagon?
I don't know.
Your sister's blood? The doll of Valentine
And a rabbit's foot.
and a rabbit's foot.
There's no magic on any of these, or did you just check the doll?
I checked everything, I believe, right?
Is there anything else that stands out in this
You
tent?
did. In the tent, there's plenty of stuff. Like most of it is alchemical gear and alchemical equipment. Obviously, several
Notes,
like
journals.
large samples, journals, notes, yeah, things like that. Basically, at this point, I'm going to veer the story a little bit because we sadly have to lose Zach momentarily. Khalil taking a look at obviously the doll that he has in his hand, obviously the death of Belina. He suggests that he starts to think
Where's Sorora?
that maybe it's a good idea if he were to investigate Valentine on his own. Valentine, of course, being a Dhampir, which is still related to vampires.
I owe Valentine. I have to leave right now. I'm sorry, guys. Just take care of this. I'll be right back, I promise.
All right, then.
Sure.
And Khalil leaves.
Khalil slips out. He just
All right,
hey, it's not,
bye, Zach.
didn't even
All right,
notice.
so he okay.
By the way, does
he is-
everyone hate Khalil as much as I do?
That rat
Because
bastard.
he's terrible.
Okay. All right. So let's see. At this point in time, while you are kind of working through all the notes and stuff like that, you kind of find Dr. Darius's journal. It is filled with some pretty intense letters about about his relationship with Count Karamak. You can roll me a linguistic check to try and decipher what exactly the contents is.
Do not have linguistics.
Is that one we have to be trained in to check?
Actually, yeah. Do we have to? I assume we have to be trained in it.
Yes, it is one that you have to be trained in.
Well, actually, you know what? I have. If you give me 10 minutes, I can make a potion of comprehend language.
Yes. Yeah. that would
It's
help.
okay. Well, given it's more about the interpretation than actually reading code,
Oh,
roll me a wisdom check.
can we all do it?
Yeah, yep, all of you can do that.
Natural 1.
Nice. All right, so that'd be 28.
8.
Ooh, very nice. And what?
8.
8. All right. With that, Benny, what you get to identify is as you read through the notes, what starts off as a journal about his work with Count Karamak, the fascination he has with his surgical prowess, the way he is able to ascertain and discern the quality cuts of that he needs to make during his surgeries and stuff like that. You kind of pick up that it's almost like he's not talking about medicine at some point, but it seems that he's talking about something else, like he's identifying with someone else even. The journal basically goes on to say things like, I saw you in the newspaper and my heart was filled with both contempt and at the same time a deep admiration. You'll never find anyone who will appreciate you as much as I do, who can see through your eyes as I see through yours. If only I could find a way to show you my truest respect and admiration in any way I can.
It seems like some sort of sick love letter he's written to somebody.
Yeah, some sort of obsession.
That probably means everything that he told us about the Count was a lie.
This is probably true.
I don't know, but if those little pieces right there, if he's the one that did this to my sister.
Well, we have a mounting evidence. So now, if we take this blood, I'm gonna try to take the blood and put it in one of my empty vials.
Yep, you take some of the blood, scrape it off like sort of the side of the wall,
We
and
might
you
have
put it
to
in one
take
of
your
your vials.
sister from out
I
of
just
the
storm out the
streets.
I just storm out the tent, totally ignoring you.
We might have to take his sister from out of the streets. There'll be more evidence.
Can we?
I'm not gonna take all the blood. I definitely want to leave. I want it to kind of try my best to look like I didn't take any.
That's good because it's up against the wall.
Okay,
Oh.
sure. That's easy enough to do. All right. As you leave the tent with your belongings now in hand, you basically when you head out into the street, where Belina was once resting is now a small doll of a rat folk woman.
Shit.
What kind of sick joke is this?
This may be some sort of magic.
I don't know, but it's
I don't know.
morbid as it is. It's
It's a little
crazy.
morbid.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
She turned into a doll. Does that mean Valentine's dead?
Is this Valentine?
Hey, so Benny's gonna pick up the doll and examine it. Are there any strange markings or anything like that on it?
There doesn't seem to be any particularly strange markings. A very big thank you to the Zergling25 who has just subscribed to subscribe with Twitch Prime to Color Circuit. Thank
Awesome.
you very much, buddy.
Thank you.
There is a ton of really cool stuff that this Color Circuit puts out, and we really appreciate when you guys come out and support us, and hooray for that.
Hoorah.
And for that, let us have a look at some of these numbers that I've got for plot twists. Oh, by the way, the journal, which normally wouldn't have come out, so you guys would have actually been fumbling around a little bit longer than I would have, had, but as actually courtesy of, I believe, who did that one? Victor, let's go. Victor, you picked the Envy card, and that is where the journal came in, and that is why they now are aware of something very sinister lurking in the background. So thank you for that. Old Man Noob, you've picked a number, and so has the Zergling. So I will pull those two out of the deck right now,
Oh, shit.
and I will try and implement them as soon as I can. So
Going to die.
we're all gonna die.
I hope
Yeah.
we're all not all gonna die. That would be disastrous.
Story of my life.
Okay. All right, I dig it. Let's see if I can make those work. I'll put them in the Twitch
But
chat, but I won't tell the players because.
I
All right.
definitely
So-
agree, Benny. We should figure out what's going on and avenge.
Oh wait, did you
any
say
of
you were
these
gonna
people
type it
that
in
have been
chat?
murdered by these heinous.
No, I'm typing it in a private chat for you not to look at.
I was gonna say, I was like, we can see chat.
Can you?
Yeah,
Not anymore.
not anymore.
Yeah, he took it away.
Good. Excellent.
Damn it, Eddie.
Eddie.
Good job, Eddie.
Eh.
The Eddie Tor, by the way, a large minotaur that we trapped behind the editing screen, is definitely on point today. So let's keep going. You've found the doll. You've investigated it. The doll seems to be rather simplistic and doesn't seem to have anything besides a resemblance to Belina. But obviously, your thoughts of maybe Dr. Darius was involved sort of change a bit when you realize that technically he was being burnt alive when Belina's body was removed.
Well, this
So there's something else at work.
yeah, this definitely changes things.
Can we do like a perception check on the Bettina doll?
You can indeed.
All right.
Please roll me perception checks.
Let's hear it. 22.
Can Darby try to like see if he recognizes at all what was happening, like with that fire, with an Arcana check, knowledge Arcana?
Yes, you can. Actually, you don't need to. You would know it straight off the bat. It was a liberal use of alchemist fire.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
I'm very familiar with alchemist fire.
a liberal use.
In terms of the perception check, you again discover the initials DM, and they're sort of embedded in, sort of stitched in to the actual doll itself. Eddie, I have a picture for the group which they see. Could you please pull up the picture of the humanoid individual? Let me see if I can. Should be the second picture I sent.
Gotta find out who DM is.
Ooh.
That's an interesting
Where-
design.
So we haven't seen the
All right.
Beast of Beardash at all, going in and out
You
of
have not.
out of his
What
tent.
did you call him? The Beast of Boulder Dash.
Yeah, I have the Beast of Beardash. That's what I call him.
Beast of
Leopard
Lepistat.
Lepistat. There you go.
Wow.
Wow, that's racist. Okay, so you see this individual staring you down, something fierce, like really giving you the business. His whole body is covered in stitched and tattered robes. He looks completely out of place in this shanty town filled with nobility and guards. As he's eyeballing you, you hear the sounds of a scream coming from the village.
Let's go.
Which
The screams seem to come from a familiar halfling voice.
is the
Halfling
scream or the
voice.
village in the opposite direction of
What's
him?
her face?
Or behind him or
What?
opposite?
It is in
Oh,
the
the girl
opposite
that
direction
you-
to him. You would need to run
Is
away
it-
from him in order to go and deal with that.
Is it a
Does
woman's
Geralt
woman's scream or a
recognize
man's
the
scream?
scream?
It is a woman's scream.
It's a woman's scream. All right, Geralt is immediately. Well, he ponders for a second and then he's like, "Yeah, all right, I'm gonna head over there."
Do you still remember?
Yeah, I remember what's her face. We had a great time.
Ooh, morality check.
Okay. Go on, make the morality check.
Well, morality, turn. Tell us the lesson that we should learn.
I don't know.
lesson is.
Do I add anything to morality?
No, he's
Nah,
checking.
it's all right.
Oh.
I got a 50-50 chance here. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna stay behind. I'm actually gonna go and engage this individual.
That makes
All right.
sense.
Yeah,
Darby.
totally ignoring the screen.
I
Too focused.
mean,
We just lost a part. You know,
Congratulations, Darby. You have triggered another card,
Oh,
which is of course the moment of indecision. Thank you very much, of course, to the suggestion from I believe this one was from the Zergling. So the Zergling, you were responsible for this moment of indecision, where they now have to pick between investigating this rag-dressed individual
it's like one of those painful
and
Japanese game
going and
shows.
investigating the screens. What will they do? Where will they go?
does Darby talked to that nice lady that does he recognize it?
That Geralt Bone?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Well, you don't recognize her voice because you didn't really hear her screaming.
Oh,
But you,
I definitely heard her screaming.
Right, we're
That's
talking about-
definitely her.
We're talking about me though.
Yes, but I definitely recognize the screaming.
Darby.
I think he just wants to point out
Yeah.
that hey, by the way, I got boned.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Oh, I was
yes,
doing
Darby,
all the
you, however-
boning. Let me just clarify that.
You, however, are only aware of a female voice. Like you don't know who, when, where, what, why.
I'm also interested in this shady character who's staring us down, so I'm going to stay with Benny. Geralt runs off all the time.
There's my decision maker.
Okay. All right. So Geralt begins to make his way back towards the village. The two of you remain behind. So Geralt, you'll take a little bit to get to the village, but you will get there in due course. In the meantime, however, the two of you are face to face with this intimidating figure covered in tattered robes. As you do you guys move over to try and approach him?
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
I will walk right up to him.
we've just been dealing with a really bad tragedy. I'm not exactly very stable right now, so I'm gonna pull out two daggers. Two daggers. So I got one in each hand, and he just kind of hunches over, starts making his way. Did you have something to do with this?
The figure stands stoic, still looking at you, with his eyes the only thing you can really see beneath just rags and rags and rags. He just sort of stares at you without blinking as you approach.
My
Alright.
rat friend here he's very distraught. You should tell us if you know anything, or else I don't know what he's gonna do.
Roll an intimidation check.
Darby got a 30.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Wow.
As you say this, wisps, some of the fire you were hit with before hadn't gone out yet, so you're still burning a little bit on the shoulders.
Way to
And
go,
you
Blackbeard.
basically
And
say
I
it
look
like
like
this in
me.
your most intimidating voice. Yeah. However, the figure still stands there with this icy cold look. This sort of dead gaze that just sort of pierces the two of you.
All right, so I'm gonna at this point.
You're now 5 foot away.
Oh, perfect. So I stop in mid step, and just kind of taken aback that he hasn't even moved or he hasn't even flinched. Nothing.
Did you see how intimidating I was, son?
Oh yeah. I was frightened. So you didn't have anything to do with this, did you? As I'm looking up,
Again,
I
it
imagine
just
how
seems-
small he is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're really tiny. It seems you look up and this person seems to be eyeballing Darby.
Ooh.
The eye contact is forward and above you.
For the record, just for the audience here, Benny is only about 3'9", so he's really really tiny. And can I even tell what kind of what race he is?
No, there's literally not an inch of skin protruding from there. But you can make me a perception check as you look at his eyes, which are the only thing
He's
exposed.
distracted. You could pickpocket from.
Yeah, really. All right, so that's a 23.
With the 23, you notice he still hasn't blinked once.
Ooh.
Can I see? Is it just like blackness or his eyes or?
It's rags. So there's like basically cloth that seems to hug around the eyes,
Uh-huh.
and you could see like the eyes wide open.
Okay.
What do you want?
It continues to remain silent, staring at you, piercing your soul with his icy cold gaze. All right, we're gonna come back to this as Geralt has arrived at the village. Arriving at the village, where do you head to first?
Immediately to the bar where Geralt
All right,
first met
pushing
her.
open the bar door, you basically rush in. You see the bartender and several villagers there. The villagers are kind of like grouchy and surly, but you know, bartender recognizes you.
All right.
He hides his good glassware, off the table.
Geralt runs up to him and just says, he slams his hand on the table. He says, "Where is she?"
We're just leaving.
Sorry, sir.
You know, the...
No. Sorry. I forgot. I completely forgot. My bad. Let me try this again. Beer?
Oh. Can Geralt find someone else to ask?
You completely forgot about this guy, didn't you?
Yeah.
I completely forgot about this guy. No. Okay. You look around. You find one of the band members. The half orc seems to be sitting there, and looking like in his mug.
All right, he runs over to him and he says, "Where is she?"
Oh, you mean Annabelle?
Yes.
I don't know. Gonna see someone.
Who?
Something about a
He grabs
bat or a
Geralt
horse.
grabs him. He like jumps on him and grabs him. He says, "Where is she? Who'd she go see?"
As you jump and grab, he is pretty much startled at this point. Like, even though he's a half orc, very big and very surly, he was not really expecting a fight like right that second. So he sort of is taken aback and he's like, whoa. He sort of pushes you off and he says, I don't know, she went out. She was, by the general store or something.
All right, Geralt immediately runs out and heads towards the general store.
All right. You run over to the general store, and you can see a small crowd has gathered in a nearby alleyway.
All right, Geralt, he runs over immediately, starts shoving people out of the way to get in.
As you shove people out of the way, make either an intimidation check or a bull rush attempt to try and push your way through.
So that would be my strength.
I think it's your combat
Well, strength,
maneuver.
your CMB.
CMB.
Oh, my CMB. Okay. 15.
Okay. With a 15, you manage to push them out of the way, and as they do, you see your beloved halfling on the ground, drained of blood, with a whole bag of supplies that she had bought scattered on the ground, including like several bottles of magic potion.
He immediately runs over and he grabs her and he says, "Annabelle! Annabelle!"
She's cold in your hand,
What's her name, Annabelle?
but all of a sudden you hear a whisper. Geralt,
Annabelle.
is that you?
Yes, I'm here.
It's so dark, Geralt.
Stay with
I'm
me.
cold.
Stay awake.
I wasn't going to tell you. It was too hard. I didn't think that anyone would.
No, right before she starts doing that, Geralt grabs a cure moderate wounds and shoves it down her throat.
I don't think it's gonna do anything.
You do so, but sadly it seems to have no effect.
No.
She is not. She is not missing hit points, but she's not dead either. She says, "I wasn't honest with you, Gerald.
Yes.
I was holding a terrible secret, but I don't want to die without someone knowing.
Tell me. You must
see-
tell me.
You see, she dies there. No. Oh, that's so terrible. Oh, I'm hurting myself. Okay.
Herpes.
Oh no! Don't
She
shut up!
says-
Don't give him ideas.
She says, I had a child.
Is it mine?
That was really fast.
Well, well, I'll get to that. Just give me a second. Don't interrupt me. I'm dying. She says, many years ago, I was unable to raise him, and I gave him away.
Did you bone your mouth?
I'm a horrible mother. I found out later that he died, alone and on the streets.
Oh.
I found him, but it was too late. He was buried in a graveyard on Carrion Hill.
Carrying what?
Carrion Hill.
What is that?
It's a place.
I see. I will.
I wish to be buried there. But Geralt, know that when I was having relations with you, I didn't expect to fall in love.
Oh.
There's something else I wanted to tell you. I wanted to tell you that I'm and then she dies. The light leaves her eyes. She just sort of slumps in your hand.
Annabelle! Well, I guess she'll finish telling me when she wakes up.
That's right. Oh, Jesus.
Did she?
This is like the saddest thing.
Did she shed herself?
Okay. Well, apparently she has fallen asleep.
That's all right. She may have narcolepsy of some kind.
The people in the crowd are kind of like, like, oh my God, like, what the hell is going on? There's just this kind of very somber tone. Everyone's sort of looking at you like, I'm afraid she's gone, sir.
You're like, I gotta
Yes,
get out of here.
I-
She said she loved me. Clingy.
Gerald kind of takes her body and he picks it up and he takes her back to the inn.
Okay, you go to the inn. As you walk in, the half orc sees you and he stands up and he says, Annabelle, what happened?
I'm not exactly sure, but she seems to have fallen asleep or passed out or something.
Oh, well, we should take her to her room.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
All right, he escorts you up to her room.
Gerald places her into the bed and kind of tucks her in.
At this point, the half orc says, "I'm going to go fetch a doctor," and he rushes off.
That's a good idea. Do that.
Okay. Meanwhile, back over in another deep and dark alleyway, full of alleyways. This town is. We see Benny and Darby confronting this rather stoic individual.
Wah, 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 wah. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Darby, Benny.
All right. Well, don't just stand there. Answer us.
Maybe he can't. Look at his mouth.
What do you? He takes a closer look at the figure.
Make a perception check.
Oh yeah, right. 14.
He's clearly sassing you.
Ah, I knew it. You bastard. takes one swipe with a blade. Takes a leap at him.
All right. As your blade swings in and sinks into his side, you feel resistance, but of a very unusual kind. The blade digs into what appears to be a bag of some kind, and you see sand begin to pour from the wound.
It's a Sandman.
Twists the knife and rips it back out.
More sand seems to pour out.
What kind of black magic is this?
Benny, get away from him.
All right, well, Benny.
All of a sudden, the person who hadn't moved an inch, who hadn't said anything, turns its head to look at Benny.
Just like.
It's more like.
All right. I kind of. At this point, I think he can. It's safe to say that Benny leaps back about 5 feet.
Why did you stab him?
Yep.
Oh!
All right. As he leaps back, the creature sort of almost like someone had cut the strings on a puppet, falls to the ground and crumples. Its mouth now revealed is nothing but a stitched potato sack with a slit sort of sewed through it and nails for teeth.
Jesus.
Eyes fall out. And these ones are real eyes, like actual eyes that have been torn from a corpse. Looking at them closely, Benny, can you make a perception check? If you wish to.
Yeah, of course. We got a 21.
With a 21, you recognize these beautiful hazel eyes.
Oh, no.
no.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Can Darby try to... Is this some kind of magic? Can I...
Yes, you can. Please make me a spellcraft check.
While he's doing that, Benny's just going to get on his knees and pick the eyes up and like cup them in his hands, staring at him.
Darby got a 19.
A 19? Okay, Darby got a 19. With a 19, you would identify this as an animated object. So someone had clearly built a scarecrow and then animated it, but hadn't given it any commands.
So it's with...
And
do I know that they can, like, see through it? Or...
generally not. Generally, they just are animate and able to fight or move or do things when, instructed to. But it appears as though this one hadn't really been given or any particular orders apart from stand here and look menacing.
So, if this was controlled, do you have any idea where the puppeteer might be? They got to be within a certain distance?
Would I know anything like that? I don't...
Oh, they have to be very, very close.
They have to be very close.
Start looking around.
All right, make a perception check.
23.
With a 23, you find yourself what appears to be a almost as if there is a whole parade of guards moving through the area, and you manage to notice that while they're still a fair distance away, they seem to be rushing over to see something. Like they're attending to something, some sort of incident.
Are they heading in our direction, or they're just somewhere nearby?
They're heading in a different direction, not towards you, but like kind of like they're you adjacent, as it were.
Okay.
Darby also got 21, so probably don't notice anything.
Same thing. You see the guards seem to be rushing over towards something.
So kind of distracted by that. I got nothing.
Don't see anyone around either.
They couldn't have gotten far.
They might be hiding in the crowd.
All right, this Benny cups his maw and yells out, "I'll find you! I'll have my revenge! You hear me?"
Almost as if something had heard you, the wind begins to rise and get colder around you.
Right.
Creepy.
Back to the inn. Having laid down the body of Annabelle, Geralt begins to look through some of the stuff that she had purchased from the inn. Some simple items, cheese, bread, that kind of stuff, but also several potions. You find that there is 2 potions of cure moderate wounds. And there is also a strange concoction, well, at least 2 of them. One of which is a pink color. The other is clear. And it has this very strange marking. You can't really identify it because you've never come across, this kind of alchemy before. But it's an alchemist potion of some kind. You also find what appears to be a letter.
Ooh. Interesting. A letter. I should probably open this to see if it'll give me any details about what could have happened, transpired, and why she was attacked and knocked unconscious. Or fell
As you
asleep.
open it up, there appears to be a vial of fluid wrapped inside the letter. It is bright red.
Ooh. Can Geralt open it and smell it or something?
It smells like blood.
Oh, okay.
The letter reads as follows. A stitch in time will solve your crime. In your quest to apprehend the noble's wicked mend, seek him out before sunset, lest you become his victim next. So I'll repeat that again for the folks at home who wish to play along with solving riddles with the slowest group in the world. By the way, excluding of course Benny, who wasn't here for that 2 hours of puzzle solving.
Yeah, literally we were sitting there for
time.
20 minutes or something trying to figure out this one puzzle.
Okay. A stitch in time will solve your crime. In your quest to apprehend the noble's wicked mend, seek him out before sunset, lest you become the victim next.
Sorry, I'm really slow at writing.
That's easy. But I'm not there.
All right, so that's what you that's what you have, Geralt. You feel as though maybe someone like Darby might be able to make some sense of this.
I got a stitch in time will solve your crime.
You know what? I'll post it to the Facebook chat.
Okay, yeah, let
And
me get my
seek
phone.
someone before sunset.
Stitches. Quite literally, the key word here, stitches.
Mm-hmm.
The puppeteer. Seek the puppeteer.
I wish we were better at this stuff. Because I'm just immediately like, I don't know. Is it a sewing machine? Is it thread?
It's not.
Okay, there you go. So, are you going to return to the others? Are you going to chill out here? What are you up to?
I think it would be right that I stay with Annabelle until help arrives.
Help arrives.
All right, I must be on my way then.
Oh, it's your
The
lucky
doctor
day.
arrives with the half orc and has a good look over her, and he sort of places his hand on your shoulder, and he does the whole he pulls down his little doctor's mask, and he's. I'm sorry, son. She's gone.
No, she's clearly right here.
Yes, but her spirit has long since departed. She has passed away.
Are you saying
I'm
she's
sorry for your
inebriated
loss.
with spirits?
What? No, she's dead.
Anyways, I need to be leaving. I have my friends that I need to show something, so I'm afraid I must be going. Please help her the best that you can. And he just kind of takes off.
No, I think you don't understand, sir. Okay, as you've darted out and begun heading your way back to the heading back straight for the others. All right, you guys, as I mentioned before, see the guards. So where do you want to approach the guards? Do you want to maybe continue your own investigation? Have a look at the scarecrow type thing you've got in front of you?
I
What do
want
you
to
guys wish to do?
investigate the scarecrow thing
Yeah.
further.
That's a good idea. Let's start with that.
All right, taking a look at the scarecrow. Again, you could see that the robes, the rags themselves appear to be very carefully stitched together. There appears to be another insignia. This one simply states, the Doll Man.
Okay.
DM.
DM. Clearly, it stands for Dungeon Master.
All right.
The dungeon master is the doll man.
Yeah.
You did it.
It was so obvious.
dun, dun.
me all along. Actually, no, that's actually a misdemeanor because in Pathfinder we have GMs, not DMs.
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
Although there are DMs who GM, but not to be confused with GMs who don't DM, because a DM isn't exclusively a GM unless a GM is a DM. A GM must be a GM, but a DM has to be a DM.
It
Are you-
typically
GM,
happens.
Are you
in the
guys at home
PM.
following along? Because I'm totally lost.
Yes.
Good to go.
Yeah, that's right.
It's also clear now.
Tongue twisters.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I think we're on a roll here. We're definitely
have to-
getting somewhere.
We have to find the doll man. He seems to be working with, or could possibly be, Count Karamak. We found this stuff in his tent, so
Yeah.
that seems likely.
But why would he? Yeah. But
Also,
why would
he's
he,
known
why would
to
he
deal
kill
with-
his own assistant.
He's also known to deal with corpses. Maybe that was an accident or something.
I don't know. Looked pretty deliberate to me. Anyway,
All right.
I'm not
listen,
there, so I'm not helping.
A few moments later, Geralt arrives.
Hello. I seem to.
What happened with the scream?
Well, that girl, Anastasia, was she was injured and she fell asleep or fell unconscious or something. We should.
You said the magic word. Yes, she has indeed fallen asleep because of her sloth.
Oh.
Okay, come on. That one was actually really hard, guys. That plot twist. I mean, what am I supposed to do with that? Everyone takes a nap? I mean, I'm going to take that, okay? That's not cheating.
Good
Wait,
one.
so you're saying she's not actually dead and she really did fall asleep?
No, she's dead.
Oh.
Well, no, this is probably more along the lines of your GM's too lazy to come up with a better use for sloth.
fair enough.
It's the long sleep.
The long.
All right. Well,
The long sleep.
at any rate,
Anyways, I found a lot of cool stuff that I took, and I
You
thought
acquired.
maybe you could help me figure out what all of this means.
What means?
what?
What are you talking about?
I found this note with this kind of riddle on it, a vial full of blood.
What?
Yes.
Again?
Yes, Annie.
And she was just asleep?
Annie was carrying it along with a vial of a pink liquid and a clear liquid.
Let me see these
Yes,
things.
here, take these.
Can I try to identify what they are?
Yes, please make a craft alchemy check.
Sweet. That's my best skill. Believe it or not. 30.
30. Okay, with a 30, you identify it as a potion
This is the pink one?
oh yeah, the pink one is a used potion. The other one is a unused potion, both of which are potions of detect pregnancy.
Detect pregnancy? Okay.
If it is colored pink, that means that she was pregnant with a girl.
Okay.
That's right. Take that, Game of Thrones.
Dun dun dun.
I'm killing off characters that
What?
aren't even born.
All right, so she was. So I know this. Like, this is a pregnancy test.
She's pregnant.
There's tests for these things?
Yes.
I
No,
think
we would just wait until they swelled and then that was it.
Well, it's
course,
it's,
they could've
it's a
just been
very
hoarding
it's
all
a
that
very
cheese.
it's a very simple concoction. You just mix it up. It's a liquid. You pee in it, and based on the color it turns, you know whether
That's
they're
disgusting.
pregnant or not. This is whoever this was is going to have a little girl.
Oh, she'll be so thrilled. Unfortunately, I'm not, to be honest, particularly thrilled. I assume this was a one-night stand kind of situation.
Gentlemen, can we deal with what's more
if
important?
she had
Look at the
sex with
sand.
you last night, you wouldn't. It's not yours.
No. The potion actually will detect it immediately.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
It's magic. By the way, guys, ladies and gentlemen, the person who has just sneakily sort of crawled into the set is, of course, our good friend Rilk, who will be replacing Khalil literally right this second as you guys are deliberating the potion and its meaning and its contents. You see a strange feathered individual approaching from where you saw the guards marching away. This one dressed in a similar guard-like attire, but it appears to be a Tengu. Tengu, of course, being a crow-like person, he seems to be missing a couple of feathers here and there. He looks quite learned and experienced. He also bears the markings of the kingdom, the principality of. As soon as my thing responds, there we go. Come on.
My God, look at that schnoz. It's gorgeous.
Thanks. Get a lot of compliments on it. What are you guys doing here?
Barstoy. That's the name of the place. It's
Barstoy.
Barstoy. Carry on.
Barstoy.
You've moved on.
Well, who are you? Is this for all we know, this is the puppet master,
It's the doll man.
the doll man.
I'm Sven. Who wants to know?
Well, you kind of showed up here, so.
Well, I mean, he's a guard.
Oh, you're a guard?
I work here, I assume. Based on my...
Yeah, you do.
I do.
In
is a
fact,
knowledgeable
he
group.
goes on to inform you. He goes on to inform you that he is actually here at the behest of one of the most notable members of the nobility that will be attending this function, Count Arianine Nesca, a very old and grisly, no-nonsense soldier who currently is the count in charge of Barastoy. Now, basically, he, or at least this particular individual, this particular guardsman, has heard of several non-guardsmen moving around the area, which he found suspicious. He also learnt that recently, which is where everyone is going off to, there have been a series of sightings of a man dressed in rags that has been stalking several members of the nobility, including his beloved Count Nesca.
With this little thing here, and he points down to the road, to the remnants of what was left of the puppet. Would this happen to be the fella you were looking for?
Looks
It
man,
definitely
man.
bears a striking resemblance to the rag-covered man in the sightings.
Looks like it. Have to investigate a bit more to be sure.
How long has this fella been a problem?
He's been stalking Nesca for a couple of weeks now. It sounds like haven't caught a whiff of him yet.
A couple weeks.
We should find out how long Lord Karamak's been here.
Yes. So you're telling me this pile of sand is
It was
a person?
it was following us.
It was following you.
Yes, it has made from his
It's
sister's
got
eyes.
her eyes. And he holds up the eyes to you.
That's his sister's
He holds up a
eyes.
pair of what appears to be fresh ratfolk eyeballs.
Those are Some interesting dye you have there.
The taste
Yeah.
is part of the rat folk.
Jesus Christ.
Watch those jokes. That's my sister you're talking about.
My apologies. So I take it that you're here hunting man in rags as well.
I am now.
We're here providing extra security for the prince.
For the Blood Moon Ball.
Okay. Yeah,
But now it's personal.
We've been investigating some people that we thought were up to no good, and it seems that they might be connected to this doll man.
do you have any papers to back that up?
We have quite a few papers.
Okay.
Drops
We were
the
just
eyeballs in
about-
front of you.
We were just about to take all of our gathered evidence and talk to Captain Dreyfus. Are you familiar with him?
I know the man.
Can we start heading
All right.
that way?
You can. Geralt, do you wish to bring to light perhaps something in your possession?
The
Show them
the note.
Show them the letter.
I mentioned
Oh,
the letter.
he gave me the letter with the. I was just. I got so excited with the potions. I disregarded.
did
I'll
you?
read the letter.
Yeah, he just rips it in half, throws it away. It's like, we don't need that garbage. Show me the potion.
Oh, I hate poetry.
Okay, go on.
So it says. Okay. I'll read it again, I guess.
Wow.
A stitch in time will solve the crime in your quest to apprehend the noble's wicked men. Seek him out before sunset, lest you become his victim next.
Can I see that?
And it came with
Yep,
the
he had-
blood. Can I?
Yep, he hands over what appears to be a slightly stained note with the rhyme on it.
Can I look at the blood too?
Yep, it's halfling blood.
Halfling blood.
I'm
Probably
gonna,
her
I'm gonna
blood.
need to take this.
Wait,
to
I'm
in
Nesca.
the
assuming
vial,
she's
the
dead.
vial is
And he's just being him.
the vial contains her blood. Interesting.
I'm gonna have to take this to Nesca. This note, as well as news of the demise of this sand creature now.
Yeah, maybe we should all go talk with this Count Nesca.
I think that would be a wise decision.
We'll let you
can
take
pull
it
our
to Count
resources.
Nesca, but we also need it for our investigation, so we'll have to take it afterwards.
Afterwards works for me.
All right.
Okay, you begin to make your way to an area of the camp where there are very, very large tents set up in a very military fashion. So you've got the largest tent in the center, and then almost like rank and file, sort of other tents that sort of seem to be just lining up this entire area. You see the larger of the tents seems to have what appears to be a roost, and standing like sort of perched on the roost is this immense vulture. Eddie, there is a picture for you, if we can get that up when we can. Yeah, that is the tent of one Nesca.
So I assume we're making our way to the tent, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I assume
We'll follow our.
So,
oh, by the way,
is
what's
there
your-
anybody guarding
what's your
the tent?
name, friend? I'm Darby.
Darby, nice to meet you. I'm Sven.
You got people standing outside the tent waiting.
There are indeed
Hold
a
out a
few
wing.
people, men and women, who are in the area, but seeing you, of course, with Sven,
kinda let us
no
pass.
one really questions you.
Okay.
Yeah, no one really questions you as you go past.
All right. Well, Sven, lead the way.
Since
Yeah.
we're doing an investigation, Darby's gonna, like, as we're walking, he's gonna uncork his heightened awareness potion that he's taken several times and just down it down.
Okay.
Last 40 minutes level now, or 40 minutes now.
Nice.
Sweet.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Entering the tent, you see the following individual, which hopefully Eddie has put up.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got a good
Uh,
view.
Cool. This man addresses you.
Is this your boss?
yeah. This is Nesca. I bow.
You will address me as Count, good sir. Now, if you would be so kind as to explain what it is that you desire.
Revenge. That's what.
Ah, I see. Well, it's always good to see the young ready to do battle. He draws his saber and he goes, well, come on, I'm not getting any younger.
Not you.
How about you?
Hold on a second. Not you.
Count
What?
We came here for your help.
these fine folks are investigating the same fellow that I believe that we are after.
Ah, the ragman. Yes. Dastardly individual and all that. Shh. Puts his blade away. Yes, well, I've heard such terrible things. Detached my finest guards. All my guards are mighty fine, mind you, but young Sven here, oh, I remember the day he joined my rank. It was a glorious day. Did you know that Tengu have a very good penchant for the blade? Watch this! And he instantly throws he throws what appears to be just some fruit at Sven. Sven, drawing your weapon, make an attack.
All right. That's a 19.
Show that fruit who's boss.
Okay, what do you hit with?
I hit with a scimitar.
So drawing out this curved edged blade, he swings in a large circle and the basically the big kind of pomegranate snaps in half, and he spins around so that the edge, the flat side of his blade catches both halves of the pomegranate and puts it on the table next to him. And he goes, see, absolutely marvelous. All the Tengu have such a good penchant for swordplay. Yes, I'd have a whole contingent of them if it was up to me, but alas, they are from Tianjia and not here, so
Sir,
I take what I can.
Benny is immediately on the floor, picking up both halves of the fruit and shoving one of them in his mouth.
Your mouth is filled with delicious pomegranate.
Juicy.
Yeah, juice is everywhere.
Yep.
He's just looking at you guys like, what?
Darby looks at Sven and says, "That's very impressive." And then he looks at the old man and it's like, "That was racist."
Well, back in my day, we didn't need any tiff and toff and whatnot. We just appreciated people for who and what they were, and we assumed that everyone was like the best of them
Anyway,
and the worst of them.
I think we
But
have.
let's not talk about that.
I think we have a common enemy.
Yes, this Ragman, though I do think that he calls himself the Doll Man based on the inscriptions he's left on his victims.
Yes.
Sounds like you've made a good amount of progress into this investigation of
Yeah, we have these
Yes.
dolls. I'll pull out the dolls. These were people that were all drained of blood. It was his lover, his sister.
No, you don't. You don't have a doll of the lover.
No, but she was. We don't have a doll of her, but we have a doll of your sister and Valentine.
Yeah, and Valentine.
I see. Well, so you're just some random civilians looking to seek vengeance? Is that what this is?
No, we're looking for.
Depression.
We're looking for. We're working for Captain Dreyfus.
Ah, yes, good, fine man, that one. Would have snatched him up myself. Tried to train him, you know. He turned me down, started studying abroad, and eventually ended up as captain of the Royal Guard. Good man, that.
Yes, he's hired us to
Lots.
investigate one of your other lords, but
Count Count Karamak.
no, that's not who we
yes. Bizarre
got. No,
fellow, that, but, you
we
know.
were told to investigate Count Teramac.
Sorry, Count Taramak.
Count Tyriak,
Tyriak.
perhaps?
Count
Tyriak.
Tyriak, yes.
They seem to have their story much more
yes.
together when I met them.
Don't trust that one. Never trust a vampire. That's my motto.
Yes, it seems that him and Count Karamak are
Karamak,
working
yes.
together, and they might be tied to the Doll Man.
Are they? Fiends! Well, I shall go over there and slice that Count Karamak from here to next Tuesday. Where is he?
Unfortunately, he's already left the city.
Has he?
Bastards.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Remember that his assistant told us
Oh, yeah.
that he had left.
But I
Just
just
mention
assumed.
that he didn't know where he was.
Wait a minute.
Well-
Wait, hold up. Show him the letter.
Yeah.
Yes.
I unfold the letter, spin it around, and present it to Count Nesca.
A stitch in time will solve your crime. In your quest to apprehend the noble.
Seems like we're after some kind of poet,
very,
sir.
very, very simple riddle. This. Yes, yes. I
Yes,
am
clearly simple. But we wanted
very aware of what this is, thanks to my revelation plot twist.
Ah.
Dun dun dun.
Thanks,
Yeah,
John.
okay, you know what, Zerg? You know what, Zerg? I'm gonna. I'm. Whatever. Fine. I don't want riddles. That's not what I want in my game. Forget about it. Yeah, you guys can just have Zerg. Have him join the table and just solve all your riddles. All right. So, so here we go. He basically explains to you that from the sounds of it, the theme of this whole thing is to identify that this was written by the Doll Man.
Yes.
Too bad we knew
the
that.
the nobles wicked mend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, nobility, generally speaking, are the sort of piff and tough and snooty upper class wanks
Right, like counts.
that would basically have their own tailor. So what he is telling you to do is to seek out the tailor that's hiding in the shantytown. And
Just
the only
about to
person
say
here
that.
who's stupid enough to bring their own tailor would, of course, be the Countess. Countess, really big name. Countess Solasmina Venakadalia.
Whoa.
Or Sal for short.
Yeah.
Salasvina.
Can we call her Sally?
Or
I
Salis.
wouldn't.
Let's go with
to her
Salis.
face.
Salis. Sally.
Count Salis.
Count Sally.
Yeah, but she certainly has the a tailor, and perhaps you could start there.
We absolutely will. Thank you,
Promisingly.
kind sir.
Ah, well, it is quite all right. Like I said, fine to see such go-getting young people. You know, I think to myself, so many useless and worthless people today would simply take this evidence and run straight to their superior officer, hoping that they solve all their problems. But it's good to see that you people are taking a proactive interest in figuring out what's going on your own.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. That's definitely what we're doing. Thank you for
Yes, you
thank you for
count
noticing.
your lordship as he extends his hand.
He gives you another pomegranate.
Of course.
Also, I like
sleight
your.
of hand.
Also, I like your bird.
Make a sleight of hand.
Which one?
Oh, thank you.
The one on his shoulder.
Geriatrics is an old family pet.
Geriatrics.
Dralt kind of salutes him, and he says,
He
"Very nice to meet you,
he
sir."
sort of he gives you a firm salute back.
Sounds like we have a target now.
Yep. Let's go find this tailor.
So can I get a 18 on that?
Yes, you can. He doesn't really have too much in his pockets, but you
What
could
about a
probably
ring?
lift about 100. Yeah, you could probably lift about 150 gold of jewelry from his from his palm.
Okay, done.
Thanks for the fruit.
Yay, the fruit is wonderful. Thank you.
Can I make a perception check to see if I notice him stealing?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, actually-
Please roll your. So you have to beat 18.
Dralt is gonna do this too. Oh, natural 20.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you totally saw him lift a ring.
I don't at all.
Darby got a 25.
Okay, and Rilk.
Sven did not see that at all.
Thank
Too busy wiping the pomegranate juice off of his
Probably for the
blade.
best.
Oh, it's beautiful.
All right.
Um,
So the other two very clearly see him pinch an emerald ring.
Dralt just kind of looks at him and goes,
Oh, right. Here's your fruit. Here, I don't want to be greedy.
He hands you a fruit, and as he does, there seems to be like 5 gold in his palm, and he gives you like a wink.
Drolt says, Benny, oh no, it looks like some of the rings may have come off from the pomegranate juice into your hands.
Yeah. What? Oh, man. Terrible accidents that happen.
Yes.
Hands the Lord his ring back.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
It's good to see such honest and talented youngsters.
of course, your lordship.
You know, I used to wear fake rings, just to try out some of my more interesting type of individual. That's how I ended up hiring Sven. You remember Sven? We had I had what was it? A ruby garnet, rhinestone.
Yep. Rhinestone
Yeah,
ring.
and he shook my hand and he managed to pilfer it from me. Earned a great deal of respect for me then. I love meeting talented people. There are many talents to appreciate.
Indeed.
Of course. Like honesty.
Yes, honesty is definitely a trait that I respect in many people.
Of course, don't we all?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Ooh.
Okay.
Will
all right.
we?
At this point, you guys. At this point, you guys excuse yourselves and leave the tent together with, of course, Sven. You quickly take a moment to discuss what it is you wish to do. Do you wish to, whether or not you wish to pursue some of the rumored sightings of the Doll Man, whether or not you wish to head over to Countess Solomina's shanty area and try and investigate the tailor, or perhaps this is all too hard and you should go get a drink.
Oh, definitely the third option sounds fantastic.
There will be time to drink when we're done with this.
Well, I mean,
I'm sure you have some with you, right?
Well, I mean, yes, but that's my
you could
traveling
get some
alcohol.
from the locals here and
we're
the
traveling
camp.
right now.
I think we could stop for one drink. I don't think it would hurt anything. At all.
I got my eyes and my sister's eyes out on you.
I tell you what.
I don't
holds out.
understand the
I'll tell you
problem.
what, Geralt. If you wait until we're done to get to leave to go get a drink, I'll make you some of my special brew.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Maybe we should deal with this doll maker first.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
We should go for the tailors. There's confirmed connections there. Whereas
I agree.
This is true.
So Sven, maybe you should come with us.
I was thinking the same thing. You guys seem like you kind of know what you're doing.
Okay. Now,
Kinda.
Rilk, Sven has a partner, like a guard partner that he does his work with. Do you wish to try and maybe seek him out first, or do you want to go and try and get to the tailor before it takes too long?
I think if the guard partner is on the way, we'll definitely stop and get him involved. But otherwise, I think it'd be more direct and try and get to the
Yeah,
tailor.
no, he's not on the way. He's
What's
doing
your-
what you're
what's your
doing. He's
class?
kind of searching around for stuff.
You're a rogue?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Sorry, what did you say, Michael?
I was saying that the other guard isn't on his way. They were both investigating, and he was investigating you when all that stuff happened. So the guard, his partner, could be anyway.
Okay. I have a partner that I think could help us out on this. What do you guys think? You know, he said we didn't have time for a drink, but we might find him in a bar somewhere.
Oh,
You
well, I
won't
mean,
find
if
him in a
we're
bar.
going...
He's actually quite good at his job.
You
He's
won't
like
find
he would be following the rumors.
He's probably tracking down the source of these rumors.
The rumors.
Oh, well,
Might be
maybe,
able to
Well, with this party, we might need all the help we can get.
I think we'll be fine. I think I think I can probably handle mostly anything. And Droll kind of flexes, and he's like, "Yeah, check out these guns.
This is what.
These guns."
Modest, too.
Okay. Cool. So you decide to head to the tailor. On your way there, you are stopped just before you enter the Countess's section of the shantytown by this individual. I should have had a person.
Whoa,
Hubba hubba.
she looks like
She
business.
stops you and eyeballs you with a vicious stare. Halt!
Not good at
None
talking.
shall pass.
Would I recognize her?
Yes, you absolutely do. This is one of the notable female-only mercenary sellswords, named the Grey Maiden.
I think I'm in love.
This is their captain, Sabina Merrin.
Hail, Sabina. Good to see you. I'm here on business from Count Nesca.
And what business might that be?
Tracking down...
And do not address me so formally. She sort of glares at you.
Sorry, Sabina. Present company, I thought you might want to show off who you were a little bit more, but no need. We are...
Some of us don't need to rely on appearances.
Certainly.
You realize that obviously she's got like a huge scar on her face.
Right.
Certainly not.
Certainly not.
Benny's noticeably trying to fix his hair, and he's like looking up at her. He's like brushing off his fur, licking his hands and stroking it back.
Pulls out a tiny potion with an aerosol like lip on the top of it. It's like cheddar.
And misses. It's got to be classic, right?
Well, we're on the case hunting down a serial killer.
Yes.
Yes, a doll master of sorts.
Well, that has no business with us. The Grey Maidens have secured this area of the shanty town. And absolutely.
I believe you have. We have...
You're not concerned that there's a murderer running around your part of the town?
We are concerned of many things, but we are not concerned about our security.
It's not your security I question. I feel like there is an individual in this quarter who might have some information that we need. A mere tailor, someone easy to overlook.
You seek out the Countess's personal tailor.
That I do.
Not necessarily because we think of any ill for him. It's just we have evidence that makes us think that they might know something about what's going on.
Yeah, see?
And so she sort of thinks for a moment. Roll a diplomacy check.
Me?
As she weighs up your words.
Ah, shit.
No, not. I think not you.
No.
Not me?
No, just Sven, right?
Or Sven?
Any of you, all of you. It's up to you.
Sure.
Anyone who said something to her.
Got a 16.
I haven't said anything, so.
I'm terrible at this.
And speak many languages, and diplomacy is kind of one of them.
I get -5 to trying to increase someone's standing with diplomacy.
So what'd you get?
12.
I got a 16.
Ooh, okay. A 16,
5.
A 16 is just enough. She looks at you and says, if you only seek the tailor, then I will send an escort with you to go and speak with him.
Yes, that's all we
They will
need
be
to see.
present
I appreciate that, Sabina.
for your interrogation or whatever it is you're doing.
And we'll bother you
She
more.
sort of waves over and 2 more guards show up. She gives them their instruction to take you to the tailor, and quite naturally they nod, salute, and sort of begin escorting you to what appears to be a small like kind of fabric tent. Large bolts of silk and cloth just fall down from all angles here. As you sort of approach, the guards sort of stop a little bit away, and they seem to be trying to create like a perimeter around the entrance, just in case you do something and try to escape.
I'll turn the floor over
Okay.
to you, gentlemen.
We'll go
Well, you guys got lead. Go ahead.
to the tailor.
Yeah.
As
Yes,
you
let's go to
in,
the tailor.
Yeah.
There's this strong smell of incense burning in the air. You see large pieces of fabric being fashioned onto these large models with these huge, like kind of wavy, wafting dresses, large frills, huge fake wigs, hats of all shapes and sizes. And you can actually see in the center appears to be like kind of a table, a lumpy table with like a cloth sort of dragged over it. bright, brilliant, blood red cloth that's like made of silk with like all this kind of gold trimming around the edges.
Do I notice anything that perhaps like any smells outside of the incense?
No, you
like a
can't
cover
smell
up.
anything outside of the. No.
Okay.
There is, however, no person here.
There's
Hello?
No one's at the. Okay.
Hello? Is anyone here?
Here.
I'll question some of the Gray Maidens. This quarter is under your security. Do you know the whereabouts of this tailor?
The tailor is likely seeing to the Countess.
Well, in that case, the tailor won't mind if we take a look around.
I think that's a reasonable assumption.
Fair enough. So Benny starts making his way back to the back of the counter, behind the counter area.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
Geralt starts
you're
looking
behind
around, too.
where you're behind where his workbench is. So he's got like all the fabric layouts and stuff like that, like laid in front of him. You can see like where he's hand drawn on trace paper, like all the different cuts and things. I don't know sewing terms. Okay, I
Sure,
do
that's
apologize
fine.
if someone in the audience does, but you know, like yeah, all these like little things, you know, scissors and
Accoutrements.
protractors and other things that are used for sewing. Yeah, that's what's behind the counter. What did Geralt do?
He's just gonna kind of look around too, just to see what's inside, like kind of going through drawers and looking under things.
Yep. Roll a perception check. Then
Natural 20.
No.
The first thing you do is you walk over to the lumpy cloth and you pull it back. As you do so, you are incredibly shocked as you see in front of you a corpse of a guard, a rather veteran guard, who is very familiar to Sven.
Oh,
Is it
shit.
your partner?
What do you
my
got over
partner.
there?
It is very much his partner, but he seems to be part way from being basically stitched together. So he's not his upper half, his face and all that seems to have like almost like seams, like sewing seams to make him look pretty much uninjured from the top. But the lower half appears to have been savaged by some kind of animal.
This is disgusting.
The Beast of Lepidstadt.
Can Darby would like to search for tattoo?
You do not find a tattoo.
I'm gonna summon one of the Gray Maidens that escorted us over here. You, soldier. How did this happen under your watch?
It looks like everything's not as tight as your captain thought it was.
At this point, she sort of looks at it and she sort of thinks, she says, this is not any member of those under the protection of the Grey Maiden.
and yet
Thus, there has been no breach.
this has happened in your quarters that you were set to guard. How?
Murder has not occurred in our quarter. Thank you very much.
Yes, clearly they're just unconscious. This is fine.
We are certain of this.
Really? So
But
you're
perhaps you should talk. But perhaps you should talk to the captain.
I think we should probably get help for this person.
Yeah, I think they're beyond help.
Probably not.
I think.
Gerald.
Yeah, is this what your friends looked like when you found them, or you found them as?
It doesn't look
smaller
anything
dolls?
like they just had small puncture wounds.
except for that man in the rags.
He exploded.
This is personal now. My partner is 2 days away from retirement too.
Well, welcome to
I
the
didn't want to
journey.
say it.
Well,
There's
Yes,
been
well,
a
good
lot
for
of-
him. Once he wakes up, he'll be very excited about that, I'm sure.
In any
he always
case, there's
like
been a
this?
lot of murder today.
You hear the sounds of glass breaking.
Hello?
You look over where this noise happened, and you can see the man in rags again. This one is alert and seems to be moving. It sees you, notice him, and he runs.
Runs away.
Give
Or
chase.
towards
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
All right, who you're all giving chase?
sprint after him. Yep.
Okay. The guards also sprint after him, but the guards are also in full plate. And, try to, but eventually they fall behind. Now, what we're going to be doing here, ladies and gentlemen, is we are going to be doing a series of skill challenges.
Can I chug
Now,
my
here are-
mutagen real quick? As we're starting to get chase.
Sure. Here's how the challenges work. Each person in the group can roll once on any skill that I present. Once the group has succeeded 3 times, you successfully apprehend the individual. If you, however, failed 3 times, you have lost the encounter.
Okay.
All right. So first of all, as the individual ducks and weaves through the gray maidens that seem to be in its way, it chugs back a potion of invisibility and starts to disappear. As it does so, please make me a perception check as you're running. So one of you, you nominate one of you.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
All right.
My perception's pretty good too. But
I have I drank a potion that heightened
oh,
it
nice.
Go ahead.
too. Darby got a 22.
Oh.
All right, with the 22, despite it being invisible, because he is still running, you can kind of still see the outline, and you guide the group to continue following. It manages to push out of the compound and head towards where Rogiv, the very large werewolf hunting noble, seems to kind of be setting up where he's set up his
Where his
camp.
camp is.
There's a large crowd of people in your way, and moving through it is going to prove quite difficult. Now, this can either be a bull rush or an intimidate check to try and push through the crowd here.
I'll definitely do intimidate. And Mike.
No. It has to be someone except Darby.
Oh. Then you should bull rush.
Yeah, we can bull rush then.
Good call.
All right, make your bull rush attempt.
All right, and what will this be? What am I rolling?
You add your
CMB.
CMB.
Roll your
CMB. Oh yeah, I should definitely do this then.
Nice. Yeah, I should not.
15.
All right, with a 15, you duck your head down and you barrel through some of the people that are in Rogiv's camp. They sort of make their way as they sort of see you run past. They're like, what the hell, was that a halfling? Holy crap. And that thing was booking it. And you guys are all like sort of following behind. You watch as the ragged figure runs into the forest. And as it does so, you see that the brambles and the bushes and the thrush seem to basically hinder you as you move. Survival in order to try and push
Ooh.
Can that be me?
Some-
No. has
Some
to
tells
be,
me Benny the
either
rat would
Benny
have
or
good
Sven.
survival.
All right.
I have a +3, and that's it. Yeah.
I'll go for survival check.
Yeah.
What is the survival?
+7.
Oh, okay,
nice.
that's pretty good.
Please do.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
He spits it out for a nat 20.
Yeah, baby.
How you like? Hey
So
guys,
with a
how'd you
nat-
like that?
All right, with a nat
Guys,
20, you
Khalil's
manage to
not
reach
here, and we're
forward
fucking
and
killing it.
grab hold of some of the rag. As it sort of unwinds a bit, it sort of falls apart, and the weirdest thing happens. You notice that where you've torn some of the rags off, there is nothing in between. There's still a hand, still attached to something, but in between, it looks invisible. There's like nothing there holding the hand bandages to the body. You eventually come to what appears to be a sort of like a hillside clearing. So there's like this empty space with these tall trees and this huge rock that sort of looks over from a ridge. The rag man is basically pressed up its back against this huge edge. It sort of turns to face you, and you hear this kind of droning laugh.
Stop right there, doll man.
He stops.
Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be.
I draw my scimitar,
he sa-
spin it around as I approach him.
Okay, you sort of, and you know, you sort of like pull out your scimitar, and you're like,
Oh, and I've transformed.
yep. As you approach it, you hear a voice coming from the ragman. Tiny, fleshy creatures. Their juicy meats squish between my jaws. So easy to lure them into the dark.
Oh.
And you see above him on the ridge what appears to be this glowing green wolf with half of its flesh peeled off. I believe I have an image for that as well. Eddie, if you would be so kind.
Hellhound.
That is awesome and also terrifying.
Yeah.
The voice stops coming from the doll, which then just sort of crumples to the ground, and begins to come from this dog, as it walks up and says, sorry, it's also a massive dog, by the way. I should point this out. It's about the size of a horse. This giant, festering creature with its toxic breath. It breathes out as it speaks. Which of you shall be the first course?
What's his...
Is it you? Oh, the rat was so delicious.
You filthy creature.
Is the picture of the dog up yet?
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, yep, cool. It's going up. Sweet. All right, yep.
Oh,
All
he
right.
means for chat.
What's his distance?
It is 10 foot in front of you and 20 foot up.
All right.
Darby would chuck alchemist fire at the damn thing.
All right, please do so.
One of the supercharged ones.
And then we'll roll initiative. I mean, it was more of a moment for conversation than anything else. But yeah, go into initiative.
To attack with alchemist fire. 23 to hit.
23. No. Roll your initiative first.
Oh.
Yeah. You don't get a surprise round when the guy's like looking straight at you.
I thought you said
Nat
to
20.
roll- Oh, I thought you said, okay.
Nat 20 again?
I kid you
20
not.
plus
That's
your.
amazing.
I know.
No, 20,
Oh.
20 plus your initiative. Is what?
I know that.
Sven got a 16.
16 on Sven.
Jolt got
Next.
20.
20 on Geralt.
Darby got a
Okay.
11.
11. Okay. And Benny?
24.
24. Very nice. Okay. Now, for the last time on today's stream, we are going to reach into the audience and try and get a bunch of plot twists going here. So, for those of you who are new to the stream, thank you for joining us. What we normally do is we call out a number between 1 and 51, and I reach into my deck of many evil plot twists and make that happen. So if you guys could throw me out a number between 1 and 51, I'll see what I can do in the next few minutes, or at least put it into the next show. So, going up first is the creature. Now, the creature looks straight at, let's go with a D4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks straight at Geralt. Geralt, could you make me a will save, please?
What kind of will save, really? 15.
Nice.
15?
So if this thing is
Okay.
like an undead dog, do you see it as a fluffy kind of?
What do you mean
Regular
undead?
undead.
It looks like a totally normal,
Giant
average,
dog.
giant
It's like a
dog.
perfectly normal dog. Perfectly ordinary, normal, everyday dog.
gold-
It is kind of scary, I must admit.
Yeah,
but,
it's glowing green, breathing
it's-
toxic fumes.
It is. That is horrifying. What an odd dog.
But it's still a
Ribs are
regular dog.
showing.
Obviously rabies.
Oh.
Well, it's very thin, yes.
Zergling. Okay. Okay. What'd you get? Sorry.
15.
Okay. Geralt, your eyes begin to sort of become sparkly as you find your mind begins to slip away. Suddenly, you can see you're surrounded by 3 dolmen.
Ooh.
And high above the ridge is Annabelle. To boot, all those dolmen look as though they're climbing up to try and get her, and she is calling for help.
Oh.
Damn.
All right. Yeah. Geralt says, Anastasia, and he runs to
All right.
to go and help her.
Okay. We'll get to that in a second, but first we go to Benny, who has so far just heard the shouting.
Yeah. I'm throwing a dagger at the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems bad, like bad news.
All right. So that is a. So it's a 21.
21. All right, that swings out and manages to hit the creature. Roll your damage, please. However, you will
Not take it.
No. What's that?
What were you gonna say? You gonna penalize me?
No. Roll a percentage as well, please.
Oh, okay.
Now, for those of you in the audience, I always rule by the fact low will always favor the GM, high will always favor the party.
70.
70. So, you manage to strike at the creature as you throw your dagger. It flings through the air and lands in its shoulder. And the damage was
A 6.
6 points of damage. It sinks in, but it does not seem to do as much damage as you would hope. In fact, it doesn't seem to do any damage at all.
Non-magical items.
Okay. Next up is Geralt.
All right. Geralt is going to run for Annabelle.
Okay. You run up to where Annabelle is. The rest of you can see Geralt running straight at the wolf.
Have at it.
It's,
We're in the heat of battle.
Yeah, I guess you would all assume that I'm just attacking it.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Mad,
so-
but I like him.
Oh, by the way, if I wasn't clear about the environment, in this area of the forest, the tall trees create a very dark canopy, tied together with obviously the natural cloudy and somewhat damp atmosphere of Ustalav. It is actually quite dark in this forest.
Cool.
Would low light vision cut
Yell
it, or
your
do you
yell
not?
your combat scream. You know, spoon.
I got dark.
There it is.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, low light vision is perfectly fine.
Perfect.
See, now I have to be like this.
That's awesome.
There it is.
Okay, what are you doing?
Geralt is going to try and climb up to get to her.
Yep, you do so with ease. Like I said, it's more of a hill than a
Oh, okay.
thing.
And he runs up to her, and he says, Anastasia, I'm here to help you, to protect you.
Okay, you turn to face your former comrades.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to. Don't you see? Anastasia is in trouble.
You halfling fool! The
What?
creature's taking your mind.
What? What are you talking about?
You don't see us anymore.
What you
Oh, I
actually
don't- do I
hear
not
the
see them?
What you actually hear? No, you can't see them at all.
We're the,
Oh,
we are the scarecrows.
Oh.
Instead, what you actually hear is the rag people turning around and saying, "She is ours. You cannot protect her. I'll start with her. I bet her flesh and bones would break nicely."
Ooh, all right. Geralt is going to. Is there anything
That one
nearby
was
that
Darby.
he can use as a projectile weapon?
Yeah, you find plenty of rocks and sticks and things like that.
All right. He picks up a rock and he hooks it at the nearest doll man.
All right, that would probably be Benny.
Yeah, figured.
Sorry, Benny.
Do what you got to do.
All right. So you're 19.
19?
19.
All right. Yep, that'll hit. Roll your damage.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
What am I rolling for this?
Whatever your damage
Yeah,
for your
it's a D6, right?
it'll be a D4 for the for rock.
Okay. 2. 2 plus my strength,
2?
I would assume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 5 damage.
5 damage. Fantastic.
5 damage. Okay. Yep. So rock collides with you in the head as Geralt pegs this massive stone straight at you.
Does it react
Thanks.
at all? Like, do I see it react?
It says your paltry attacks will have no effect on us.
I will kill
You'll
all
have
of
to
you.
try at least 10 times. That's what you hear Geralt say. Okay. In addition, Geralt, could you make me a will save?
Yeah. Oh god. 19.
19. Your vision sort of blurs for a moment, but then you realize that the ragmen, they sort of vanish, and standing in their place are your comrades. You are now standing right next to a large large wolf.
Jesus.
And now we see.
Okay. Well, clearly he needed to snap you out of the illusion.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, good looking
okay,
out.
so, all right. So with that, we then go to Sven.
Would a knowledge dungeoneering check glean me any information on this creature?
You will need a knowledge nature and or a knowledge religion.
Okay, so I will not do that. Instead, I will load my crossbow. Sorry, remind me of your character.
Geralt.
Does Geralt block my line of sight on the wolf?
It's like the size,
I
it's like the
highly
size of a
doubt that.
horse, and
He
he's a
does not.
halfling.
He does
yeah.
not.
Hey, you never know. Angles are weird like this. All right, so I'm gonna unloose a crossbolt straight into this disgusting creature's ugly face. Ooh, but I only got a 13.
13. 13 is not enough, sadly.
Okay. And then I'm gonna kind of charge up the slope after Geralt.
Okay. Yep, you do so. Yep, so after making your attack, you sort of straight up the hill. You are now next to Geralt and adjacent to the creature. The wolf snarls at the both of you and readies to lunge. Darby, you're up next.
All right. Darby's going to take one of his hollowed out crossbow bolts. And he's going to put in one of the supercharged alchemist fires into the crossbow bolt, take aim, and shoot right into the midsection of that creature.
Okay. Yep, make your attack.
Uh, 28.
28
I hope that
will
hits.
definitely hit.
All right. So it takes 3d8.
Damn.
Wow. It takes 15 damage. One of that is
15 damage.
piercing, the rest of it's fire.
Okay.
Also-
as the giant bottle explodes and fire engulfs the wolf, it sort of like bats away at the flames before turning its attention to one of you two standing in front of it.
Does it seem like that it took effect though? Like it hit it?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
It looks like there was some damage.
It's got to make a
but then
reflex
again,
save.
but then again, it looks like a corpse. So
Yeah. Right. But with the alchemist fire, it's got to make a reflex save or it's on fire.
no, it's on fire.
Okay.
Straight up.
Nice.
Alright.
Yep. So as it's on fire, it turns its attention to, let's see, odds, Geralt, evens, Sven. That is 3. Who was odds? Geralt.
Bring it.
Okay. Are you sure? Because it will be brung. All right. Ooh, you're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like this one bit. It turns to bite you while on fire. 20 to hit.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep, that does not hit.
Wow.
Your
Lucky.
armor?
Ooh, very nice, very nice.
My armor's 21 too, but I have my
Um,
mutagen up right now.
All right. So as
Gives
the
me 4
teeth sort of
dex.
swing past you, attempting to clamp down on you, it completely misses. However, you kind of get this horrifying sense that maybe you shouldn't be up here.
That doesn't sound like something that Geralt would think.
All right.
I mean, it's
Benny.
not a baby.
He pushes that thought to the back of his mind. Yeah, and he says, and he just thinks to himself, "Pff, at least it's not a tarantula
With tentacles.
tentacle-faced baby."
That's what I say about most things.
All right, I'm gonna
Yes.
make my way around up to the top next to it. I think I have enough. Think I have enough speed to do that. And then attack.
All right. Yep. You sort of zip up. You pull out your weapons and you get ready to attack this creature. You get into a position where you're flanking with Sven.
Now its attention is I was gonna say, so I get sneak attack, right? Because its attention's on them.
That's correct.
Cool. Exert. All right. So that is a 20 non-natural.
20 will hit.
Wait,
Get it.
going for it.
Nice.
Here we go. So
You didn't get next to it. You threw a dagger, right?
what's that?
Did you get up next to it, or did you throw a dagger?
This time?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Oh,
behind
you got up
it.
next to it. Okay.
All right, so that is a 3 and 4, 7, 7. 5 is 12, and then 8. So it's 20 points of damage.
Jeez.
Very nice.
Okay, 20 points of damage. Now with 20 points of damage, you realize you don't do all that damage,
Right.
but you still get through its hide.
Okay. That's some kind of damage resistance.
Yeah.
It does indeed.
I meant to make a nature
Does
check.
no one have knowledge religion? Is that a thing?
I'm sure our oracle would.
I bet on you it does.
Okay.
I have
well, I'm
knowledge
gonna point
nature.
out something because I feel like the audience is missing out from you guys not having this knowledge.
I do have
But
knowledge
you
nature.
Notice, you do notice that this wolf, despite the fact that it also speaks to you, seems to enchant people with its eyes and have 2 very prominent fangs.
Oh, it's a werewolf.
Oh, good lord.
Are you serious?
No, it's probably a vampire, like transformed or something.
Okay.
Okay. After Geralt, after Benny is Geralt.
All right, Geralt is going to look up at it, and he's going to say, "Nice try, creature. I outsmarted your trickery." And then he's gonna use Brawler's Flurry on it. He's gonna like.
Pick up a stick.
Nice. Uppercut
All right,
that
make your
jaw.
attack.
Let's see here. 13 for the first attack,
No.
and a 20 for the second.
The 20 will hit.
All right.
Your first attack swings wide, but your second one follows up with a nice uppercut, clean cut to the jaw as the creature's jaw and head are thrown back.
All right, and he deals 8 points of damage.
You realize that it doesn't seem to be affected by it. It turns its head to look down at you and laughs once more in that deep, rolling voice. We then go to Sven.
Alrighty. Am I considered to be flanking it for purposes of sneak attacks?
Yes, you are.
All right. So I will kind of whip my scimitar around and try and catch one of its hind legs, trying to carve into the gristle that's been exposed by whatever the hell's going on, whatever necromantic energy has brought this thing back. Ooh, that is a 9 to hit.
Okay, you swing your blade around to try and hit, but he manages to step clean over your attack. Darby, your friends are being harried by this large creature. What do you do?
I will throw a bomb at it. And I will
Okay, make your attack.
throw it precisely, excluding the explosion effect for the 3 areas that my friends are standing next to it.
Okay, make your attack.
29.
Damn.
That will most certainly hit. Give us some damage.
It takes 14 fire damage as I throw a bomb in its face.
Very nice. More fire, Darby.
Oh, and at the beginning of its turn,
Alright.
it should have taken fire damage too.
It does. Please roll 1d6.
Well, it was a supercharged one, so it does double, is what it said.
That's double on the basic damage. Burn damage is just passive.
Fine. 1.
It seems to have had no effect.
Okay. So now it's just on fire.
All right.
And it's like, ha 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 ha.
The creature howls loudly into the air, and as it does so, you hear the sound of growling coming from all around. Please roll me a d12, Benny.
Oh God. Here we go. Oh!
Oh, no.
2.
2
2.
with 2 wolves appearing.
Oh, thank God. I was like, come on, 10.
Thank God.
Damn it. I was going, come on, 10. 2 wolves appear behind Darby, and one appears behind Rilk with Sven. The wolves begin their attack. Oh, come back. 16 to hit Darby.
16?
Yep.
Miss.
And a 12 to hit Sven.
Miss.
They are garbage. The larger warg reaches down and attempts to bite one of you. So again, odds and evens. Actually, no, there's 3 now. So Benny, you're also in on this chart. 1, 2, and 3. So 2, that would be, again, it attacking Geralt.
What did he roll?
It's biting you.
Well, that's a natural 20. This is what he rolled.
Oh, shit.
Well, fuck that wolf.
Oh, he's
then.
still got to crit it. He's still got to confirm it.
Oh.
Okay, so that is 22, 24 to confirm.
Maybe.
How you doing? Maybe yes, maybe no.
Maybe it doesn't hit.
All right.
You don't know.
I do. I've got all your stats here.
This beast has a
All
taste
right.
for your
So
blood.
once again, we are reaching into our crit deck. Could someone from the audience at any given time give me a number between 1 and 10? I will continue shuffling until that point, and then I will just draw from the deck any number between 1 and 10. and we'll find out what happens. The bite attack, however, that it lands on you will deal a total of, let's go through it. Butsk, 9, okay. We'll deal a total of 4 plus 6, so 10 points of damage.
Okay.
I see Naga's comments
What?
in the chat there. You got to remember, we don't have a cleric. We don't have any sort of like anything against undead.
Yeah.
We have nothing.
That
Yeah,
is
that's
very
We also
that's
don't
true.
have a
Normally
healer
would
for
be
that
fine.
matter.
That is very true. Oh,
We're all damaged.
Oh, that is not
straight
good.
damage.
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, God.
Survived by the skin of our
Geralt.
teeth.
Here.
I got a healing
Geralt,
potion, but it only works for me.
thanks to the card
Yeah.
drawn, you take 8 points of damage in total. You are tripped onto the ground.
Oh shit.
Thanks,
You take-
Zergling.
2 negative levels.
What?
What?
2 negative
And-
levels?
2 negative levels and suffer.
Holy
That's
shit.
nasty.
You suffer 11 points of dexterity damage.
Are you dead?
What's your dex at?
What the hell? 14, so now I'm at 3.
Oh my god.
I'm not even. I'm not even done yet. And 4 points of constitution damage.
Oh my god.
This
What
is
the
worse
fuck?
than mummy
This is
rot.
so horrible.
All right.
Yeah, I would
All
rather
right,
have
all
mummy
right.
rot.
So as he bites into you, what he actually does is he digs his fangs into your spinal column and wrenches you to the side. As he does, you feel all your blood basically drain, like literally,
What are you
like you've never felt. You feel
Nothing
cold
now.
in just an instant as all your blood just gets sucked out of your, basically where it's grabbed you by your spinal column. And as it sort of flings you and throws you to the ground, you land with a sickening crunch, and you feel that like a part of you has been left behind. You see in the mouth of this creature just a large quantity of Geralt's blood is now dripping from its fangs
Oh
as,
shit.
as he has been insanely savaged.
Cool. That's neat.
Both this critical hit and your actually, both things, your critical hit and the reason why, are courtesy of the Zergling with the card the Agony of Defeat
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
and the Severed Spine
Oh, Jesus.
critical hit.
Wow.
Wow.
So your spine has quite literally been severed, which is where all that damage comes from your dex.
All right.
Holy shit.
That's
Oh,
neat.
God. So
Okay.
we got
Moving
3
on.
party members now.
Benny, you basically watch as this wolf is basically just shaking him and throwing him to the side.
Fuck.
Does it look like we've heard it at all? Like,
All right, revenge time.
Oh yeah, a little.
Revenge time, gents. That is a crit. Let's.
Nice.
So that's
you gotta
19.
confirm it though.
Huh?
You gotta confirm it.
Do it. Yeah.
12? No, actually, wait. That's 14. Sorry.
Yeah?
Does that?
14 plus the 2 from flanking.
Yeah.
Plus the 2 from flanking is 14.
Yeah.
Well, alas, that is not enough to confirm.
Oh, but you know what?
But,
Hold on.
but-
Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I have a killer trait, so I get additional damage. Well, never mind. That does go some damage. Never mind. Disregard.
You're all good.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you still managed to land the hit though, but you do not manage to land the critical hit.
Oh well.
So make it so.
Shame. All right. Let's see what we can do.
That was one hell of a
That was
roll.
that was a good roll
Yeah.
though. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then 17, 18, 19, and then 20, 21, 22. So 22 points of damage.
Ooh, very nice.
Fuck.
Okay. It does not look that healthy.
Hmm.
I mean, it didn't in the first place, but this now looks incredibly
Right.
unhealthy. All right, as we go to Geralt.
Well,
You
first
okay?
of all, I got that -2 levels, so how exactly do I calculate that in?
That is a -2 on any d20 you roll.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, and if you get to negative,
Well,
do
his
you-
dex goes
levels?
down
Yeah,
a lot
thank you,
too,
Vega.
doesn't it?
Yeah, if any of your all right, yeah, you need to calculate your dex too, which is, I think, what was it, -11? So that's a -5 to anything that uses your dex,
You lose 8 HP.
plus a -2 to all your d20 rolls.
Yeah, and you lose.
If your negative levels become equal to your current level, you are instantly slain.
Yeah, so you have 2 left.
Don't. Get
Also, you
eliminated.
lose like 8 total hit points because your con went down too.
Oh, geez. All right.
Yeah, that's from your backs.
All right.
And on
Jesus.
top of that, you're bleeding.
Oh yeah, and you don't have a spine.
It just keeps getting worse and worse, man.
Oh my god.
It does.
That was
Oh, and that's
one
his
card.
first attack. So
There's
now it gets
2.
a second attack against
It
him.
was a plot twist combined with a crit.
So nobody here
Oh,
can
yeah.
stabilize him, except for you, maybe. Nothing.
I got
Uh,
nothing.
I can do a.
make things
I
explode.
can. I'm gonna take a cure moderate wounds potion.
All right, chucking back a cure moderate wounds. You feel the life-giving essence slowly start stitching your body back together. You spit out what appears to be some of your the bone fragments that have penetrated your ribs into your stomach.
I've had worse.
Go
but
full
you-
beast mode and use that as a weapon.
Oh yeah. What do I think?
You throw bits of your spine at him. All right, that'll be a first. Okay. All right. After
Hit Kenny
Geralt
between
heals
the
himself,
knuckles
we
and
go
punch
to
it.
Sven.
So Savin does actually have a bear trap on him. So
A bear trap?
A bear
Well,
trap.
I don't know if we can lure it to a bear trap.
Yeah, I was thinking about just cracking it open and tossing it underneath its giant legs. And
It won't be nailed to the ground, so the bear trap really is only for damage. Honestly, if you want my opinion, just open it and throw it at its face. You know,
Yeah,
that's
that
does
kind
seem
of
like a good idea. Yeah, so I'm
that's
gonna,
equally as useful. You know, like yeah.
gonna just kind of like brace it against my knee, crack it open, and then just smash it into this creature's face. And let the whole spring-loaded action just chomp around him.
Okay, make your attack action
Ah,
with
shit,
a
you're still
-4
Okay.
because it's an improvised weapon.
Nice. So I actually got a 20, non-natural.
Oh, very nice. That'll most certainly hit. Now I believe that I get a reflex save, and if I fail, you get like. Oh no. The bear trap should have an attack bonus. So now
Okay.
you need to roll another attack using the bear trap's attack bonus.
Think it's +10, but I'm going to just look up a bear trap.
I feel like
Pathfinder
+10
real
is
quick.
correct.
Okay, make another attack roll rolling with a +10.
Yep. And then if you succeed, you do all your damage.
So it's 23.
That'll absolutely hit. So now roll your damage on it.
Okay, sorry, just looking it up really quick.
As you guys hear this, shink, as this bear trap clamps down on its face.
Nice.
Alrighty, so it's a
Wish I hadn't been critical.
2d6
Jesus.
plus 3.
Usually a lot more useful in
Ooh.
fights.
That is an 11 points of damage. And yeah, and it'll actually have the creature's base speed even though it is not attached to a solid object.
That's correct. Yeah. The bear trap seems to have clamped onto it, but it again seems to have done very little damage. The creature seems more annoyed than anything else. Darby.
Dobby, this thing seems really tough. So
You don't have holy water, huh?
I don't.
You're alchemic.
I don't have any holy water.
If you have any
I
cure
have a-
moderate wounds, you could shove it down its throat
I don't.
Hey, that's
or
a good
shoot it
idea.
down its throat. Yeah, I've done that before. I killed
I have
something by doing that.
My
That's
my
fucking
biggest
awesome.
damaging
Great way to do
thing.
it.
My biggest damaging thing is a fuse grenade, but it doesn't go off till like 3 rounds or whatever after I throw it.
Oh,
yeah, that's no good.
jeez.
But it does a lot of damage. You know what? I have one more supercharged alchemist fire. I'm gonna load that up and shoot it.
All right, make your attack. Make it count.
Not good.
Hero point.
Yeah. What do I get with spending hero points again?
Hero point, you can either get a +4 or you can re-roll.
I'll take the +4. So that makes it a 9. A 21.
21 will hit.
Nice.
So it takes 3d8 again. Nice. 11. 15. It takes 19 fire damage. I'm sorry. 6 of that was piercing from the crossbow. The rest was fire. But my
Alright.
crossbow is
the
magic.
The creature slumps to the ground,
Ha!
and you see the other wolves sort of vanish into a cloud of like shadow and smoke. As it sort of goes down, it sort of it says, "You are clearly not food." Ugh. And it falls to the ground and turns into a vaporous cloud that rises into the air and then slowly
Fucking vampires.
moves away and dissipates.
Disgusting.
Can I? What kind? Does it have to be religion to know about
We
vampires?
could have put that fire out.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Is it still
I
on?
mean,
is-
I know
Never
what's
mind.
happening, but Darby doesn't know what's happening.
Yes, that's well, would you like to update the class, just FYI? Just a player knowledge?
Oh, well, he's misting and gonna go back to his coffin and reform. if
Oh,
it's a
but we would
vampire.
have no idea of
Yeah.
that, huh?
You can't
Just
kill.
No,
do
is it
that.
still on
If you
fire?
kill
Is
a
it still on fire, or
vampire,
is that thing
unless,
completely
like,
gone?
You have to kill it very specific ways.
It's
or
gone.
else
Oh,
gonna
okay.
just come back.
It's gonna do my honorary
Okay.
job of putting out the fire.
You do. You step on the
No.
remains
No.
of the
No.
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 You okay? Never mind. You relieve yourself on the remains of the vampiric creature.
Rat.
As your revenge has drawn to a close, you have indeed found the culprit for both Belina's demise and your partner. It was in fact a vampire, a warg, in fact, and to boot, this death seems to not really have too much ties to the event, but you know, who knows? Maybe there is more to this puzzle. Maybe this was simply an isolated incident, and a vampire was simply out seeking to frame Count Tyriak and disrupt the Blood Moon Ball.
Did the
Whatever the case may be, the adventure is certainly not over for our heroes. But for the time being, both Benny and Sven have achieved their goals and now need to decide what they wish to do. So let's start, of course, with Sven. You have joined the group in a very short term, but you wholeheartedly believe that Nesca is now protected. What is it you wish to do?
I feel like I need to return to him with news of this creature. Tell him that there's more to it than we thought. It's not just a rag man out there anymore.
Vampires definitely having a major part to play.
Yeah.
As when you do so, Nesca will adhere to your advice and make sure that there are plenty of guards present during the Blood Moon Ball, offering a contingent of his own soldiers to further support the members of the Royal Guard in protecting the castle.
Possibly armed with holy water and
Very much
magical
armed with
weapons
holy
of some
water
sort.
and garlic and holy symbols
Yep.
and all that sort of stuff. All right, Benny, you have avenged your beloved sister. You have both a ribbon and her eyeballs as token mementos of her and her life. What do you wish to do?
Well, I drop her eyeballs at the scene of the demise, and
You say anything poetic?
well, I was actually gonna remove the ribbon as well, and I hold it up and I sit there and say, you know, while this one event may have resulted in a revenge for you, it's far from over for me. Because without this job in the first place, it wouldn't have put you at risk. He takes one of his daggers, slices his hand open, grips the ribbon in his hand and says, "We'll finish this job. And I'll do it for you. And I'll get all the monies in the world." And he starts wrapping it back around his wrist.
All right, he takes a new vow, a vow of greed, as it were. Oddly enough, when you carve it onto yourself, you kind of get this warm sort of sensation, and I'm going to allow you to add to your character sheet, should it ever decide to come back. You will add any, like, because you can cast spells, can't you?
Yes.
For every spell level that you possess, you can add one additional transmutation spell from the sorcerer wizard list of your choice.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Okay. And of course, Darby and Geralt. Geralt obviously lying on the ground, writhing in agony.
Yep, feeling good.
Writhing in agony.
I'm helping him up, and also
I'm okay.
Before Benny leaves, Darby's gonna go up to him and be like, "Friend, I know
Oh, thank you.
you've had a terrible day, and I can only imagine what you're going through. I'm not good at consulting or anything like this, but I do want you to have this, and I just give you. It's called Dreamer's Star, and you can take it, and it'll help you sleep. Make sure you have restful dreams."
Benny clutches it in his hand, his little whiskers, twitch and everything. And he looks up at you, and he's still kind of misty-eyed, but he goes with it. And he puts the vial in his cloak.
Darby gains a hero point.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Is that what you were vying for after you spent your hero point? It's like, I
No,
need to
not
make this
really.
back.
I was planning on doing that from the beginning of like him finding out his. Like if we
No, that was
whenever
very
we were
nice,
gonna
very
go to
nice of
sleep
you.
or
Okay.
part ways, but we didn't end up going to sleep. So
All right. Well, indeed, you do part ways, but is this the last time we will see Benny? Maybe, maybe not.
we still have
And of
this
course,
summon.
Sven, of course, may also make another appearance later on down the track. For the meantime, however, Darby and Geralt begin their way back to town when a large bell begins to ring. As the bell tolls, you see the tents become alive in the shanty town as processions begin to make their way to the Blood Moon Ball, which is where we shall begin and conclude our next adventure. This is, of course, the last of the first chapter for Tales from the Undertaker coming up. So be sure to tune in, and definitely, if you've joined us this far, thank you very much. Do we have the ND type thing? We'll do like the big wrap up thing that we normally do. Just let me know when we're on the end.
Yes, we do.
Here it comes.
Yeah. All right. All right. So did you guys have fun? Did you guys have a good
Yeah,
time?
it was a good,
Yeah,
good,
yeah. This
good
was a good one.
session.
Thanks
good
for having
session.
me.
Awesome.
Yeah, thanks guys for filling in.
I'm yeah, exactly. Thank you guys for to both Rook and Josh. You know, you guys were awesome. You were incredible. It was great having you back on, Rook.
Yeah, good to be back.
Again, it was kind of a weird thing because we had obviously Zach here for the first bit, and then it was like Rook was supposed to come in after he finished work, and it was kind of like this, almost like this awkward squeeze in.
Yeah.
So I didn't have the usual amount of time to kind of do a proper briefing for him. But you know, I think you fit in well, and you did great. And I definitely think the man of the hour today was definitely Benny. There was just some heart-ripping moments that I had to kind of, oh my god, like it was so good. You played it super well, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you guys having me here.
A great character come to life, brought to us by the wonderful chat.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
by
that's
the chat.
right.
So guys,
Thanks,
yeah, so
Naga
guys, just
Shane.
Naga Shane. Yeah, don't forget, guys. We try to keep as active as we can with the chat. We have the plot twist, we have the crits, and even sometimes I'll even throw out a request for NPCs. So if you guys have an idea for a character that you want to interact with the group, throw it out in the chat, and I'll usually sort of see what I can squeeze in. Again, there's a certain level of improv to it and all that sort of stuff. But, it's a lot of fun, and we love having you guys around. Again, a super big thanks to our subscribers who subscribed today, which I think was, what was it? Zergling. Was it Zergling? And I'll find the names. It's
Thanks to
yeah,
both of you.
Zergling
people.
25 and Victor Let's Go. I feel like I'm saying that wrong.
Hey,
but,
guess
you
who
know,
just
Victor-
showed up?
What?
Hey,
Who's that?
get
Missed
this.
You missed the adventure, man.
Get this. Khalil wasn't around, and we fucking killed it.
Khalil just showed back up.
What? Tell him to get out. No, sit down. Tell him to sit down.
Michael
come
says to
in-
get
hey.
out, and then he said to sit
Zach.
down.
We're
Run
just
in real
wrapping
quick.
up. We're just finishing.
Come on, we're wrapping up.
We're wrapping up here.
Look at him
Hi,
walk in front of the
guys.
camera.
I've been
What
out
a-
partying. No, I'm joking.
How
I'm
trashy.
back. I can't hear you because someone's wearing my headphones.
That's okay.
We're actually
All right,
doing the
guys,
outro
so
right
again-
now.
Yeah, we're doing the outro,
Um,
so it's just in time for you to tell us what day it is tomorrow.
Yeah, what day is it tomorrow?
It is.
Guys, tomorrow is Wednesday. That means today is Tuesday, and tomorrow, guess what? Guess what's going on?
What's that?
Guess what's going on? Okay.
I guess there's going to be some color circuit shenanigans.
Improv, guys. Tomorrow's our improv day. Tomorrow, actually, we're gonna
Oh,
have a.
those things with bagels.
It's true.
Yeah.
Even more so, tomorrow we're having a special show with our guest hosts, Will and Phil and Wes, are having their own private ASMR improv show, which should be fucking
It sounds really
awesome.
dirty.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a little sexy.
It's going.
That's very cool. Yeah, so definitely come and check out these shows, guys. And of course, I have been Michael from Ask a Pathfinder. And if you want to know more about Pathfinder, role playing, and stuff like that, you can actually find me on Facebook at facebook.com/AskAPathfinder. And if you want to chat with me directly and get advice, free coaching, and all kinds of awesome conversations, come check me out on Discord at www.discord.me/Ask a Pathfinder. And, you know, I hang there, I chat, and we do all these sorts of things. And of course, join us next week as we continue the adventure. And as always, guys, thank you for joining us. Keep your dice rolling and make sure your ideas stay mindworm free. Have a good one, guys.
Good night, guys.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.